Yeah, see, you're into it.
Is it tingly?
Don't know. I haven't really.
I was just
been down that rabbit hole
satisfied
enough
with that. I was just like,
it's just wholesome content. That I think
it's
that's
like
it's more
mesmerising,
that.
isn't
But
it?
when
It's
she's
like,
making the bench,
Yeah.
like, is there like 2 joints in that wood that just slot like?
I just laughed then because I imagined just taking that snippet of this podcast and just thinking, how did we get there? You know what I mean? Davey,
You ready?
yeah, it's all on you, dog. You
All
got
right.
to do the intro.
On today's episode, we have got the one and only Chopper Fielder, aka Chop. All right, let's get into it. There we go.
Oh,
All right.
there it goes.
I feel like we could have done an
There it
episode already.
goes.
Oh, fuck it.
It feels like an episode.
We could have
like
done
an-
one already.
Like one of them, like an episode. Hanging out with you feels like an episode. I just broke the microphone thing.
With pure strength.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, you're quite broad since Rampage. You're bigger, Dorito shaped.
How can we? I always feel like Dorito shaped.
And smell a bit cheesy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
very.
Yeah. How can we do? How can we give you an intro that's good enough?
Oh, because mine was really shit.
No, it's
no,
good.
It was. It was.
No, it was good, but
It
you know,
was.
like
off
you,
the
you
cuff, I
always
wasn't
say,
fast enough then.
No, it was good, but like I feel like we have to introduce properly. Like you always say that people want to know someone's background
Yeah.
and all of that.
Yeah.
And often I find it quite hard with our guests, especially
do.
if they're like mates, like Chop is.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
So, I mean, let's just go with something that people probably don't know about you.
Yeah.
So, adult film star,
TikTok
TikTok revelation,
wanna be semi-golfer.
semi-pro.
Oh,
Pro
you
golfer.
are actually really good at things that involve accuracy, like darts and golf and pool.
I'm quite like blokey in that sense, actually. So yeah, anything pub related,
Are you good at pool?
probably. No, I do play it. I am
He's
good
good
at
at
that.
pool.
Oh,
He is
yeah.
good.
Yeah, I
I
do
wish
like
I
it.
was good at pool.
I've played pool.
Although
I wish I
me
was
and
good at
Diggs
pool.
played you
Mm.
once.
Yeah.
I think we played about 5 games and you beat us
Yeah.
5-0.
Do you know how pathetic we are as well? We're grown-ups and we put all of our beanies in all the holes so we didn't have to keep paying. And we are grown-ups, so that's like a lot of grown-ups that
Deeks
can't
did
even
that.
raise 50p.
Yeah, and we had
play a game.
and we had to remove the cutlery and put the cup in there.
Yeah,
to say-
we had
yeah.
2 cups.
Oh,
Beanies.
wow.
I mean, that is quite pathetic, isn't
It's
Yeah.
a
it?
good idea
At what point do you, like, pay for it and just not care?
when you've got more than £10 in cash.
I
No,
bet Matt Jones pays,
yeah,
doesn't he?
yeah.
I bet he goes down the pub and pays to a game of pool.
I wonder if you can get pool tables that have, like, Apple Pay.
There must be.
There must be, right?
Yeah, it must be that.
America's got Apple Pay now.
Because a lot of people don't carry change. I bet the pool playing rate's gone way down
Yeah.
because of change.
I never have change.
I went to a car
Well,
wash
you're
the
a
other day.
baller, don't you? Notes only.
I never have anything. I don't even have a wallet on me anymore. I just have my phone. That's
Wow.
it.
I
I've never done
can't.
that.
I can't do that.
No.
Like have everything on my phone.
I'll show you.
I need physical
Yeah,
presence
same.
of
I'll show you,
cards
look.
or
Yeah, I'm
something.
same. I'm same.
I've got my phone, and then in my phone case, I've got my one and only bank thing, my driver's license.
I can't put my card in with my phone because I feel like it's going to damage it, like a lift pass as well.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
You know-
Oh, like the magnets.
In my head, I can't do it. Yeah, just in case my card doesn't work one day. Because sometimes that happens with lift pass, doesn't it?
Do you not have
Cool
Apple,
story.
Do you not have Apple Pay then?
No, I have, but I don't like using it
Same. I don't
Really?
use it either.
for that reason.
I just old school, man. Like I
Yeah.
just like, notes.
Cash.
Yeah.
I've
If I can.
I've upgraded recently from this real hefty wallet because I used to like a big fat wallet, knowing that I've got my money there, to this little like
Yeah.
card size wallet.
Slimline.
Yeah.
But I lose it all the time,
Like
Do you?
so it's annoying.
Like this
So,
sort
yeah.
of vibe. Like that
Yeah,
sort
that's
of thing.
exactly that.
Yeah.
In
It's
fact-
quite a recent thing for me,
Oh,
that as
it's not
well.
on me.
There's even
Lost
a little bit of cash in there. Look,
So
I didn't know I had, so that's a bonus.
Davey, what you got in there? That's what because my reason for not running a wallet is I just didn't have enough in it to warrant. Like I was just
Yeah.
carrying stuff around.
Probably a
Yeah.
load of stuff I don't need, I'll be honest with you. Yeah, bank card that went out of date in 2021 in there,
National
look.
insurance number,
Yeah,
so
that's
good.
that
I haven't
one,
seen
yeah.
one of those for years.
Driving license, that's
Yeah.
in there, look. Business bank,
Have you
credit
got-
card.
they're
I didn't-
all re- they're
didn't
all
know I had.
relevant.
Yeah,
They're
they're all
good.
relevant.
Yeah.
All relevant. Yeah.
Have you not got any gift vouchers with you don't know the amount on.
Mine used to be filled with that HMV. You know what I mean? Like,
I gave my dad one of those for Christmas.
Yeah. And like you're in the front of the queue, and you're like, yeah, can you just see how much is on there, please? They're like, yes, £1.27.
Well,
don't worry.
No, I gave my dad a TK Maxx one, but with nothing on it, because you can just take the card, can't you? And I just thought it's so funny just to be like,
stitch him up. He's got a pair of XL socks, waterproof socks at the counter.
Oh dear.
Hey, I once judged Whip Off at Crankworks in Whistler, and
Did
my
you?
payment was this sushi
Village.
is it?
Yeah.
Sushi Village card. Voucher, yeah. I don't know
How much was that for?
Well,
Wow.
I basically, I think it was for like $50 or something. You know, because the Whip Off was not official.
Okay.
It was like just run out of Sven's thing. I feel like I'm gonna end up in Sven's pocket here. Basically, I had a fat meal with loads of people. I was Johnny Holiday, newly single. I was like, I was really like embracing freedom.
Yeah.
And I had loads of people on the table, and I was just like, I'll pay. And I went up with the voucher. It was like a lot of money because it's expensive in there. I went up with the voucher and I paid on the card, and I was expecting them to be like, do you know what? I was at a period in my life where I would have just paid anyway.
Okay, that's good.
But I gave them the voucher, and they're like, all gone through, sir. Thank you very much. See you again soon. I was like, because you know, when you add drinks, it really, really adds up, doesn't it?
Well, you must have got paid a wad.
Well, only, $50? But this table was $300 or something.
Yeah.
So
It still worked?
Yeah, it still worked.
Yeah, to judge Whip Off. That was pretty good.
Not bad,
Wow.
Jeez.
I've never talked to Sven about it. I don't know what happened.
Yeah. Maybe that was for everyone who judged.
Oh no! Don't imagine. So the people on the table next to me got stitched up harder.
Wow,
that's funny.
Sort of quite a good segue into you judging, isn't it? A little bit.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I can't remember. You've been on the podcast before. To our listeners who've listened before,
Yeah, it's a while.
you're actually a regular, right? You've been on twice.
I
I don't know.
I think once.
I think only the once.
I think
Oh,
only
really?
once. I just
Only
remember
once.
the mop that
Mopping
up.
up,
Yeah,
yeah.
that
It
was
was
brilliant.
like pretty iconic, I think, in the history
Yeah.
of the ride companion. That's up there.
See, I think we've covered the fact that you're a free ride mountain bike legend. Your career, we've covered a load
Let
of
me
stuff
just
like
define the word free ride. I mean, if you're
Please.
talking Rampage free ride, then not that. It's more UK free ride.
Ah, but you were first dude to go worldwide, weren't you?
But yeah, slope style sort of free ride. I suppose it all comes under the same umbrella,
Back then
but not
especially,
big
yeah.
mountain.
Yeah.
Let's just get that out there before we probably head that way later.
Oh, please.
All right, yeah.
Yeah. So the first podcast was talking about.
I think we did take a deep dive through the career, I think, with
Yeah.
that one, didn't we?
Yeah, we spoke about me winning lots and mopping up all these
Mopping
events.
up, yeah.
So instead of being called Chopper, it ended up being Mopper.
Mopper.
Yeah.
It's stuck
So
a
there
little
you go.
bit, hasn't it, Mopper?
No.
Okay.
We'll do now. We're a bit bigger now.
I feel like loads of people always just mention.
Some
you
people
mopping
drop
up.
it in now and again, which I
Yeah.
do find amusing.
Mop it in.
So yeah, thanks for that, guys.
Rhymes, so yeah. But there's no point in going over it again, is there?
No.
Like if people want to listen to that, and there's enough
Got a link above.
to talk about. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like anyway.
Definitely.
No, I feel yeah.
I tell you
Always.
what's the okay? So, we've just been for a ride, right? These are some of the things that you consume online.
Yeah.
You just think are just funny, or you like them, or whatever,
Yeah.
right? We've just been for a ride. Chop works in social media now, right?
I do
Would you
now.
say? What's your title?
I don't have an official title, but I'm a bit of a sort of Swiss Army knife at Muc Off. So I do a lot of their social media managing, content producing, lots of editing, kind of a bit of everything you see online. I'm potentially involved with.
See, I love this
Which
because
is a lot.
Which is a lot. It is a lot, and it's quite a big responsibility because you're showing that brand to a lot of people. So
How long have you been at Muc Off now? Because I think you
2.5 years now.
just done that
Yeah.
deal as you came on the
It
podcast,
was.
because we almost announced, I'm going to be the new
Was it
presenter
that
at
long
Muc Off.
ago?
Yeah.
Blimey.
I remember we did that.
Yeah, so
wow.
about
We
2.5
spoke about
years
it.
ago I started. So originally I started as a presenter, doing lots of their how-to videos on YouTube and things, and then it sort of went into social media just because I was pretty good at it, I guess. Yeah, so
Yeah.
it sort of went into that, which
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoyed which is what Ollie was talking about, what we just did in the woods.
Well, I love it because with stuff like this, and that's funny, and it's kind of like throwaway jokes, but it's for that very fact, you kind of feel like it should be easy. Try and do it. It's not.
Yeah.
It's really hard to put a piece of information across in a bite-sized portion, make it funny, make it engaging, make it enjoyable, and also if you're a one-man band and you're doing all of that, can we give the exact example
of what
we've just done?
Yeah, I reckon. So I get given a list of products I need to focus on for the quarter, which is really cool because I'm like, okay, right, they sort of let me do my own thing. So I'm thinking, okay, we've got this little tool here. How can I get creative with that? And I picked up the CO2 cartridge, little canister inflator toolkit thing. And I just thought, okay, I'm going to do something in the air with it. And then that's when the editing comes in. So I go up the jump and I do a tire grab, and then the clip will cut to, it will be framed around just my hand in the tire, pumping up the tire, checking the pressure, and then giving a thumbs up. And then it comes back out to the original shot of me landing. So everything's happened. And you get inspiration from lots of different sports. I saw this BMX guy the other day do this foot jam, but so he goes up to do a foot jam on the volcano, and then his foot goes into the frame. It's a real close-up, and then it's his hand in the shoe, and it comes out, and it does all the middle finger and stuff like that. I just find that highly amusing. And then I thought, if I take that concept and use a product, because that's how my brain works. Creative people sort of tend to, and I'm sort of
pull inspiration.
Yeah, you sort of pull it from here, there, and everywhere.
Yeah,
and that was just pulled out of the air on the way here. So I thought, yeah, let's see that.
So when you think, I think it's amazing because when you think of like the it's easy to like downplay it, but if you think about what you're given, it's like, do a promotional video. I guess all of us are kind of in the same game a little bit.
Yeah.
But like I'd say you've got a real talent for it. So you get given this sort of, it's a pretty dry product, isn't it really? A tire inflator. It's pretty it's quite like, and then to be able to not only come up with the concept and think of it visually how it's going to work, but also actually do a tire grab on a jump on an e-bike and then like film it and then cut it together. I don't know. I
love it. It's my forte, and I think that's why I've done quite well in that role. Like I said, I used to be a presenter, and it was very in front of the camera and talking about products and stuff. But really, I'm a creative guy, and I want to be able to come up with my own concepts and see it through to being online so everyone can view it. And the fact that Muc Off have got a lot of products to work with is just music to my ears. I can just go to town with it. And you'll see on a lot of their videos online, TikTok especially, it's very funny, it's engaging, but it's also a bit of education in there as well on how to use a product. So I can get really creative with it and just have tons of fun.
Where do you have your best ideas? have you got into being able to like manufacture ideas?
I'll tell you what, I actually enjoy driving to work because it's about an hour. It's just myself, and that's when I need a lot of thinking space. And I reckon if Muc Off was 5 minutes around the corner for me, I don't think I'd be as creative because I need that little time out
with you
to just I'd put on a song, and I very rarely listen to music with lyrics. I just listen to instrumental music because it sort of makes me think outside the box and start thinking of ways that how can I use that tune to go with like an edit. How can I, like for example, I just made a video on their BAM. So it's this canister which is full up with, I don't actually know what's in it, but it's like sealant inside. And it seals inner tubes and tires. Amazing sort of emergency product. And I heard this song, it was a Jamaican, it's reggae. Whatever you call reggae, what am I on about? It was reggae.
Sauce.
Yeah, it was the genre reggae, sorry. And it was bam bam, and I thought,
it's just an answer.
Yeah, so it's just things like that. And I put it together, and then I wrote that. You should see my brain's crazy, it's going off on one now, but if you look at my phone and you scroll through all my video ideas, you'd be going just scrolling through hundreds and hundreds of ideas.
Well, you just note them all.
Yeah, I know every single thing down. So I've pulled over into lorry stops and just I've got a really good idea, put that down. And the moment I get an idea, I have to write it down. Like I said, I've got hundreds of them. And if I get stuck for ideas, I'll go back to it and I'll be like, oh, let's do that one.
Yeah.
So I've
Similar to me,
always got
that's
so many
exactly-
ideas, and
I'm
people
really
are like, tell me, and I'm like, no.
No.
Because that's what makes me, and that's what makes my, I was going to say random, so you're saying it, but all my work I do is very unique, I'd say.
I used to get really frustrated with myself if I wasn't having ideas, and then I learned that I could not manufacture it, but there's like a mindset to get into, which usually for me is like either a run, a ride, or a long dog walk.
Yeah.
And it's like that's when I'll just be like, okay, just start thinking about things and like, oh, that's a good idea. I'll jot that down, and then I get back home and I'm like, okay, right. And then I elaborate on the idea. Usually message you, be like, and then just leave it at that. I just like need to get it out though.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I think, oh, I'm gonna forget it.
Yeah.
I'm 100% with you. I think it's a lack of other stuff. It has to be a lack of other stuff. I find it really. I don't have ideas.
People say shower is like the place, right?
But exactly what you said, dog walk, or like I think about a creative period of your life. I'd say like lockdown.
Yeah.
Like,
dude,
I just had so much so many thoughts and like all these like real vivid visions of like how you can make stuff work and a version of yourself or whatever.
Yeah.
I think it's like a lack of it. I think like maybe it's harder to get to that point.
Yeah,
now
it seems that way.
than before.
It seems that way. It seems because it's a bit more full on at the moment, and you just don't have that space to think.
Yeah.
And it's actually my favourite.
Same. I love just creating that space to just be creative and just get out and just think about things, and like you have your best ideas when you're doing.
But I think
nothing.
the only people who are going to be nodding their head to this conversation is creative people, because some people can't understand why you need time to just what you would say to someone. Oh, I need an hour out today, and they're like, why? Because I need to be creative. I need I need some thinking time. People would be like, you should come up with an idea like that.
Yeah.
But no, it doesn't work like that. Creative people need that little time out.
Definitely. We had a meeting the other day, and there was some takeaways from after it, and like now I'm not mad at myself. I just go, right, let's just think about it for 3 or 4 days and then come back, because you do come back with something. Yeah. Whereas if you just try and like quickly manufacture it, it's just, I don't work like that anymore. I don't know if it's getting older and my brain slowed down. I don't know, but I think maybe when I was younger it was a bit more intense, a bit more like, I do it now, but now I need like, I just think about it for a bit. And I always trust that process. You know what I mean? I'll be like, no, I'll trust the process. It'll come. Like the ideas will come. It just takes time.
But that's also another thing. It's important is to go back to those ideas just in case something has to happen now. So you got it. So you got that backup in that sense. But But like I said, I just always have to have time out and that drive to work. Yeah. I don't like to call it work because I enjoy it.
That's good.
When I drive to Muc Off to perform, it's I need that. To be creative. It's great.
Yeah.
I mean, it probably sounds like quite a dream job to a lot of.
I would say the dream job. I'd say there's loads of jobs out there which would be ideal, but it's worked out very well. Yeah. It's close. It's a global brand that like what I do, and I like what they do. So it's a perfect combination. I sort of landed. I wouldn't say land on my feet, but I've landed a very good role, and I feel like it works out very well for both of us. So
yeah, definitely,
it's brilliant.
Well, it's not come from nowhere though, has it?
No.
And go to the last podcast to find out. You know what I mean? Yeah. We don't need to go through the fucking whole thing again. So where did you first pick up a bike?
We started back in 1999. Started last century. It actually was last century.
Where do you get your inspiration from though? You just mentioned the odd thing that you see online. Do you run that risk? And this is what I'm really mindful of these days, is running the risk of constantly consuming, constantly looking for inspiration, constantly scrolling.
I think I reckon, and I am open to admit this, I think I'm slightly on the spectrum anyway, so my brain can't rest.
Right.
It needs time out to think about stuff, but I can't string a sentence together after time because I can't finish it because I'm thinking about something else. And that's where these ideas just go bang, 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 bang. But yes, it's see, I've forgotten what you said already. That's what I mean. My brain's gone.
Inspiration? No, it's like where you find inspiration. Like, is there any creators out there that you look up to?
I find there's a guy called Casey Frey who I find hilarious. Right. He's got nothing to do with biking, but it's just his personality. I think it's got nothing to do with like being creative with products and stuff, but most of it's just through search. I don't follow anyone.
Okay.
I might see, like I said, this BMXer guy who does a trick and then it zooms into his foot. So I'd be like, oh, that's actually quite funny.
Yeah.
So I've kind of, I wouldn't say you steal ideas, because I think every idea has been done by something, by someone. So you just have to make it yours, and that to make it unique. Because I feel like everyone's not. Do you know where I'm going with it? It's like everyone's copying each other, to make it creative, because everything's been done. If you know what I mean.
I think now more than ever you notice these like sort of trends. Like social media has these
trends
like,
is what
like
I was probably trying to say. Yeah.
No, but but you don't know when you're being like the number of times I've picked a song, and I've been like, I'm the first. I feel like I'm the first person to use this song. I've typed in the name of it,
and
then it says how many of this carbon copy of you. I'm going to be really unique and clever. And I'm going to use this song, and then it comes to like 500,000. You're like, So have I just had the same thought as everyone else, or have I accidentally taken this on board? Or how do these trends work? How do these things that become viral almost work?
But that's probably to do with like an algorithm understanding your next move.
Yeah.
Like there's sometimes which it's so freaky. I'd be like, oh, what's that video I saw the other day? Oh, I really
dude.
And within 3 posts it comes up. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm shaking. This is scary. How the hell did it know I was thinking about that person, that video, and it came up? It's insane.
They're getting better, aren't they?
It's so scary.
Well, I never go on TikTok. This will make you laugh.
Right.
I never go on TikTok, and I just basically like keep my name alive on TikTok for myself. So that no one else takes it. So I don't really use it as a platform.
Yeah.
I went on it and it was on the homepage. Like, normally it's not on the homepage. I don't follow anyone, so I don't know how to use it. It was on the homepage, and for some reason, the algorithm it had chosen was old German people doing parkour. So like, so not even old, just sort of like mid-40s. Like their kids have gone to university, and now they're just.
I've got a day off today.
They've got days off, and they're just sort of like jumping over railings.
Creativity.
But like, not much. They're like doing it, but not much. It's not that much. Like it's like and you can tell their knees hurt.
And you can hear their little shoes land.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that wasn't
and,
harsh.
And then they're not like because they're mature, so they're like.
Do you mean they're wearing clogs?
Yeah.
I missed that one. Sorry, I missed that one.
That's brilliant.
But they're almost exclusively German, so the algorithm's not gone. I want, and there's multiple users. There's multiple German middle-aged people that are doing parkour.
I've seen these. Yeah.
Have you seen these?
I saw it the other day.
It's fed it to me, and they're sort of they're so cute
it's
because they finish
because
their little line. They finish their thing, and they'll be to the camera. They won't give like a normal. Youthful parkour, or like run. You know how parkour people like sprint off like they've nicked something.
They just walk off like a little.
Just like, great,
completed.
Thanks. You know, like, all right, I did it.
That's good.
Yeah. That's sehr good. I thought that was
or
so
funny. A guy in the background hanging his legs off the wall, like,
good. He's about to drop in and do something really not impressive, but anyway.
So
but then
funny.
also the algorithm completely has got me before, like you, where it almost makes your hair stand up.
Yeah,
like it got me to the point. Like there's one that got me recently, and I think it's this sort of like I'll probably bang on about it too much. I'll probably mention it on the podcast, but this feeling that there's too much. I think I accidentally mention it quite often. You know, this feeling that there's too much going on, too much asked of you, too much like stimulus, like. You're expected to output too much. Just too much. Yeah. And what you're like wanting for is that pandemic feeling of nothing. Like, what shall I do? I'm going to create something.
Yeah.
And on the algorithm, it gave me this lady's. It's so typical. It's like so tuned in to exactly what I'm feeling. Gave me this lady's like she's bought a broken down cottage in Sweden, and then she's just like messing around with wood and refurbishing it. And it's so nice.
Oh.
It's like really slow pace. And, you know, she's talking about it. She's like, I think I'm going to make a bench today. Like that. And then I'm going to design it. And then she sits in the garden. A bit ASMR. It is a bit. It is a bit.
Yeah.
As she cuts the wood. and it tunes into something like in you that you're feeling.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Oh, I wish I could buy a house in Sweden and then build a bench. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
honestly, sometimes that's
No.
the sort of thing that I'm like, I wish I could do, and it's these
yeah.
algorithms just like,
It's mad, isn't it?
yeah.
I know. That's
The scary thing about it as well is I just got rid of Twitter. So we had a Ride Companion Twitter, which barely anyone used. I just used it myself, really.
Yeah.
But like the algorithm on there, since the whole Elon thing, I don't know, and the name change and stuff, it's just it's horrible.
Yeah.
Like you'll be going on, and I go on to look at like NFL stuff or whatever it could be. And you're scrolling through, and then you just see something like really disturbing.
Yeah.
And then your whole day is different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was like, I can't. It's the same feeling as like there's just too much. Like I can't post on all of these. We as a team can't post on all of these platforms. Like something has to give, and you can't be expected to be on all of them either.
No,
It's too much.
I almost want to turn my phone off now because it can hear. But
it's listening.
yeah, it will. That's
I just went on Twitter to see what the top, see whether it was horrible. I always think it's telling. If you like go, it wasn't actually interesting.
German parkour.
Yeah, it was just another German parkour person. It was Hans trying to swing around a banister. Iron banister, sorry.
But I reckon that could be because of me, because we send each other videos and stuff.
Maybe,
quite a
yeah.
bit, and it's always stupid stuff.
Yeah.
It's not stupid, no disrespect to the guys, but it's funny.
The explore page on your Instagram, I think, is telling, because that's what your Instagram thinks of you.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? That's what it's
literally
like.
looked at mine last night. It's always
It's
the same.
This
So,
is what this guy likes.
I just watched the Beckham
gonna look him up.
documentary, and
Yeah.
now I'm flooded with all that now.
Yeah, but
So
you're
I've
trying
got-
to hack into the David Beckham algorithm
I
using
was, yeah. So one of my
Beckham
posts,
free kicks.
best free kicks was one of my hashtags. It's true, actually. There you go. It still works.
What's yours? I'm interested to see what yours is.
That's my explore page.
Okay. Interesting.
Oh my god! Look at this guy. There's a guy with the most craziest colour.
Wow.
Biggest
They're big
jeans.
jeans, they are.
Listen to that.
Techno jeans.
Oh
Why
my
is that
God.
on there?
Yeah, it's weird.
Because
isn't
you're
it, how it
sat
does it?
next to me, maybe.
It might be. It's because you're close. It's a lot of biking stuff,
But
though,
there's
which
lots
is
of clothes.
like,
That's
I
good.
mean, give me a break, you know what I mean?
Yeah, have a look at yours.
I'm intrigued.
Here we
Do you know,
go.
have you got yours to hand?
Mine will be. I have.
Right,
Yeah, I know
so-
exactly
What do you
what
reckon
it
it's
is.
going to be?
Yeah, I know.
I'll tell you
We've
what
done this
mine
before,
is.
actually, haven't we?
I know exactly what mine is. It'll be all male
Loads
bodies.
of
and it's
people-
really disturbing.
Dancing.
Wait, look, you can go through
Fighting.
whatever that.
All right, okay, I'm going to do a
Have a look at my phone.
I'll do my
Ollie.
personal
right,
one.
okay, this is Chops
it's
one.
exactly
So
what I thought
Chops
it'd
has
be.
got, it's largely bikes, I'll be honest.
Oh, that's good to know.
I don't see one bikini, which is good. You've got nature, you've got a strange wasp making a nest.
Yeah, probably because I watched David Attenborough's Planet thing last night.
There you go,
Maybe. So I was quite into that.
You've got, dude, there's a lot of bikes.
Is there?
Yeah.
Crikey, I'm really into it, aren't I?
Aren't you?
There's a lot of funnies, there's a lot of bikes, and there's a lot of animals.
Lots of
Which I'd
animals.
say, honestly, is not far off mine as
That's
well.
quite a telling
that's quite cute.
Personality
actually.
thing. Yeah, for sure.
But it is actually, look, there's animals here.
How about a challenge for our listeners?
Yeah, go on, let's hear it.
Hit the on your Instagram.
Dancing.
Hit the magnifying glass
Yeah.
and share a screenshot. Tag at the Ride Companion at Chopper
Wicked.
Fielder. And
Great
we'll
idea.
Share the best ones.
Yeah,
That's a good idea.
that is a fantastic idea.
It's really
Wow.
bad.
Hey, we're going to reveal what Davey's got on his Explore page
To
after
be
the
fair-
ad break. Enjoy the elements with the new Adidas 510 Trailcross GTX. The all-new 510 Trailcross GTX is the first ever flat pedal shoe that features GORE-TEX durably waterproof breathable technology. You can now ride in rain, mud, sleet and snow, all while keeping your feet dry. If you ride in all conditions, the new Trailcross GTX is the best flat pedal footwear choice on the market. The ankle height shoe has waterproof, breathable upper that renders cold, damp feet a thing of the past. A flexible neoprene hook and loop closure ensures that no debris, water or snow sneaks down your ankles. And the GORE-TEX membrane keeps moisture out whilst preventing sweat buildup on the inside.
The shoe is built on Adidas 510's award-winning Trailcross platform that is dedicated to the idea that mountain bikers need the best interface with the pedal, plus the capability to traverse by foot, scout new lines or hike the steepest chutes. When you add in the elements of mud, water and snow, the Trailcross GTX was born. Mountain bike shoes made in part with recycled materials. The Adidas Trailcross range was built from the ground up with adventurous mountain biking in mind. A Stealth Phantom rubber outsole and dotty tread keep your feet planted on the pedals and ground, while added tread features at the toe and heel offer secure footing for extended exploration off the bike. The 510 Trailcross GTX mountain bike shoe features a high-top design with proven waterproof technology to keep you comfortable and pedaling in all weather conditions. Abrasion-resistant synthetic mesh upper with GORE-TEX membrane. Soft-shaped elastane collar wraps ankle and heel. Impact-resistant toe box. Lightweight EVA midsole. Stealth Phantom rubber outsole. Made with a series of recycled materials, this upper features at least 50% recycled content, like this podcast. This product represents just one of our solutions to help end plastic waste.
Try the Trailcross GTX. Your feet will be happy you did.
That's my Explore
ones are
page,
good.
hasn't changed at all since I refreshed it. It's all the same.
Refreshed. It's
I think
actually
we've
more
refreshed
dudes.
it. I think it is more
Wow.
dudes. It's more dudes, more calf muscles, more pecs.
There's actually a lot of fitness there. Yeah.
Right, out of however many pictures there are there, let's just go with 15 actually. I'd say 90% of them, 95% of them
Yeah.
are men with big muscles.
Very
Isn't it?
muscular.
Yeah.
Very muscular. So yeah, that's obviously what
That's
you're,
my personal Instagram that I don't use very often, but
that's what you're obviously focusing on.
Do
at
you
the moment.
find then with your one of those explore pages, will it change depending on what you're into? Do you see what I mean?
feel
do
like
you,
it would do,
Do
yeah.
you feel like you're full on down one rabbit hole and then the next rabbit
Yeah.
hole turns up? So
Yeah.
it's like fitness and then it'll be like
For
this
sure.
and-
Yeah, like the ride companion one's a couple more bike ones and still some.
But you get the
yeah,
option to say not interested, see this too much, and
I don't use that page, do you?
I would try not.
No, I don't.
I don't
No.
use those pages. I don't
Oh,
go
do you
on
not?
it. No.
Okay.
Do you?
No.
You go on explore page, yeah.
Yeah, just to
Mate,
get
I just look
inspiration
at what I
sometimes.
follow. I don't look anywhere else.
Hey, what an interesting thought, right? I don't know if you ever noticed this. On a plane, you know you got nothing going on. You got Norton going on.
Yeah.
You just look at the bloke in front or the girl in front and you look at what they're doing and you watch them on their phone. Not in a creepy way,
Yeah.
not like that.
Just
I
to
said
see-
girl then
just
and
to
now I
see
feel
how
creepy. Just a guy using,
yeah.
like someone else using their phone. Like using your phone such a personal
It
thing.
is,
Like
yeah.
you don't know how someone else uses Instagram.
Yeah.
Do you know what I
it's true.
mean?
Yeah.
You watch someone scroll, they might scroll way quicker than you.
Yeah.
You might be like,
I remember watching a girl doing it. She was like, not really paying any attention to what it was, but like,
yeah.
and you're like, what is this
Really?
game? Like, what's
Wow.
that game?
See,
Yeah.
I saw this guy once, and he was scrolling past so like kept on opening it, shutting it, going on another one, up, opening,
That's-
shut, like so fast that I was
way
like,
too much.
Jesus, like this is gonna really hurt your brain
Yeah.
in a minute. Yeah, and I'm like, how the hell can you do all that?
I watched BK once on Tinder. He won't mind me saying this. It was a long, long time ago, but it was just fucking yes. And it was before they put the limit on. So he'd just literally be talking to me, he'd be like that. Yeah. Oh yeah. What about that?
Oh, yours going off in a minute.
He's wearing rut down the middle.
Yeah, it was so funny. But you just don't think about like how someone else.
No, you're right.
Yeah, it's
Another
funny.
thing I noticed on planes is you look at what film the other person is
Yeah.
watching, and you're like,
I would never have thought you would have watched that.
yeah.
Yeah.
But then you end up watching it, you end up engaged in it because you're
Yeah,
like, well, he thinks that's
Yeah.
okay.
You ever fancy
Well, I
just
might
spoiling someone's ending if you've seen
Yeah.
it? Just tapping on the shoulder
Yeah.
like he dies at the end.
Yeah.
You got another 6 hours of this flight.
Or there's a kid behind you in the middle seat and you're on the end, so there's a good gap for him to see. And you put on the gnarliest horror one. You're like that. Right, watch this one then. Yeah, fast forward to the murder scene.
The plane crash scene.
That is the one thing I can't stand because I actually am a little bit scared of flying. And
Oh,
then
yeah.
I can't remember, there was a recent film where it had a lot of plane crashes in it, and I saw some mate in an aisle seat watching it, and I just saw this big. Oh, my heart just sank, and I was like, "This is not." My palms were so sweaty. Yeah, knees weak, arms are heavy. But no, it was horrible. I didn't like it. Yeah, Mum's spaghetti actually. But
We sat and watched Playing Fails before you flew to Rampage.
Yeah, we did.
The night before.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. They were fire. Yeah.
40 minutes.
Just to get fired up.
Yeah.
We got here. Yeah, that's crazy.
I'm not really a nervous flyer, but I tell you what I am. What kind of flyer I am? I'm a cry flyer.
What do you mean?
Yeah, and I'm not a drunk flyer.
Right.
I sit and I watch a film, and it's so intense. Like, it's really rare that I won't watch a film. It has to be a good film, but I will cry on a plane to a film.
Really? I wonder what that is.
As it what? Why? The
Loneliness?
pressure.
No. Literally, I'm
air pressure.
I'm so in it.
Because there's nothing else going on, do you think?
Maybe. I don't know.
Like,
What
actually
kind
in
of
it.
film is it though?
Any kind of film. We were actually
any film.
Toy Story. No, but those ones actually might.
They'll get you.
Yeah, but Toy
we were
Story,
talking
you could
about
cry.
it before. What's it called, Doug? I was talking to Doug before.
Everywhere all at once. Everywhere, anywhere, all at once. No, is it not?
Everything,
Everything, everywhere, all at once.
Everything, anywhere.
What's that?
everything, everywhere, all at once. Is that right?
Well, that's a movie.
That made me cry.
I've not seen it. Is it a kids' film?
No, it's really good film for me.
Okay.
Isn't that a
I
murder?
think it's critically acclaimed, right? You've won a few Oscars. It's not like. Hello, everybody. I'm Timmy the dinosaur. Everything everywhere. No, I just get super into films on planes.
Yeah.
I think it's normal though. I think I look around sometimes. I see people welling up.
Okay, yeah. I ain't been on a long haul flight for ages. Do they have Wi-Fi on now, or is that a myth?
Yeah, they do. They tend to.
Yeah, you got to
charge
buy it. Yeah.
If you buy it,
That's
yeah.
normally for the
Charge it a
rich
whole
economy,
bunch.
guys.
Is it?
Yeah.
And can you still text other seats
Yeah, but from your seat,
from your seat?
like
Yeah.
pushing the seat itself, you can do that.
Oh,
What do you mean?
Well, you know, like you can contact. Oh yeah, go on the. I don't know what it's called, like seat to seat chat.
Yeah. And you can find a seat, and you can.
Or
be like,
you might have the little
Yeah,
remote
yeah.
control where you can. Yeah,
Text
I did
them
it to
back.
David Gudziak actually. We were on the same flight, and I just said, "Oh, it's such a rubbish conversation. Like who's
Hello
picking you up
from.
from? Who's picking you up from the event? Let's jump in together and stuff." So, yeah,
Yeah, I
Cool
thought
so you actually used it sensibly.
yeah, I've actually used it. Yeah, sensibly, but
You remembered I suppose it was quite easy. It was just like 1A.
well, no, I could have tapped him on the shoulder.
Oh, okay. Super
Oh,
useful.
Yeah, and he just turned around like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Oh
That
dear.
is good. I had a really embarrassing one the other day. We were flying back from LA, and Brent obviously is in business,
Yeah,
and he's got a seat next to him free, and he's just like, mate, just sit down, try it. And I was thinking, yeah, I'll just try it. I have actually sat in business before, or sat in premium economy before, and got away with it. They just start bringing you food, and you're like, please. Anyway, I sat next to him. I hadn't thought about what would happen if I got called out, about the embarrassment.
yeah.
Being asked to go.
And it happened.
Oh no.
And I didn't think about it until it happened. And she's like, hello, sir. And they're really polite about it, because
Yeah.
you're still going to be on the plane.
Yeah.
So she's like, hello, sir. We just had some admin problems. Could you show me your ticket? And it's like, fucking 900B. You know what I mean? It's like way out back.
Yeah, you're on the balcony.
And
in
I'm
the
sat,
back.
yeah, I'm currently sat in like 10A.
Yeah.
And like A and B are different.
Yeah. Oh.
And I just show it to her. You can't even pretend. You have to just show it to her. But I did pretend. I was like, oh, I think it's...
Is it this
It's,
one?
it's such a pathetic moment. You know? And like Bren obviously thought, there's nothing in it for me. I'll just try and get my mate to sit here so then we can chat during the flight.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I had to be like, right, see you later.
Go back.
Yeah.
Back
Go
to
back to economy. By the way,
cabin fever class.
whilst I throw him under the bus, he actually only gets those seats because his wife's dad is a pilot. So it's not... I feel like we throw him under the bus enough with flying. He flies first, business, everywhere. It's
Yeah.
only because of family. He wouldn't... Dude, that guy, he would never pay the extra for a business flight. There's no way.
But has his father-in-law got to pick him up? Like,
Yeah.
I'm coming. I'll be here in 5 minutes. I'll meet you on the runway.
Yeah. It's pretty cool, actually.
That's well cool.
It is, that's
really
a perk
cool.
of the job.
Yeah, that is
No,
so
not
amazing.
his job, but you know what I mean. It's a perk of knowing someone.
He says it every
gotcha.
time. He's like, well, hopefully I'm on the same flight as you. I'm on standby, so hopefully I'll be on there. And he says it every time. And it's like, dude, we know you're turning left. You know what I mean? We know you're on the flight, and not only are you on the flight, you're turning left.
Yeah.
Like he's always been first upper or business.
Do you think that is that because they don't sell those seats?
I honestly don't know. I think there's got to be perks to being a pilot.
Yeah.
And it's just like friends and
Must
family
have some
only.
reserves,
It's not like-
maybe.
I doubt you get loads of them because I mean the price. Have you seen the price difference?
It's
No.
ridiculous. I was just going to say I've never travelled business or first class. I don't see the point. I do see the point if I had the money, but it's such a jump.
Is it much better? You've done both.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it pays for the rest of the flight, if you see what I mean. Like, if you actually think about how much fuel you're consuming on an empty flight
Yeah.
somewhere.
So they make it
Like,
up
your
there.
ticket, flying is, honestly, I know interest rates have been too cheap for a while, right? And they've gone up and it's causing hoo-ha. Flying has been so cheap for so long.
Yeah.
It should be expensive, man. Think how much you're burning if you just got that fuel and you just chucked it on a fire. The amount of fuel you're burning is insane.
Do
And
you
to build a
get
plane.
better films in business? Like more cry
I
films?
actually don't. I'd probably cry more. Because I'd be horizontal crying.
Yeah, the tears would be running into my ears, this one.
Do you know, I
Imagine
flew...
if it's shit filmed in cabin class.
We did...
Films are just shit in 480p, and you just
It's like, one times
Yeah.
2 is 2.
I thought they...
2 times 2 is 4.
I thought they had live
2 times
bands.
table.
Like,
I've had a couple of good experiences, actually. I did that film... I did that series with Warner.
yeah.
And Warner's just like, no, I'm not going anywhere unless you fly me business. Quite simply. It's not like he's out for negotiation.
Fair play.
He flies too much. They're asking him to fly loads. He flies business.
Yeah.
And you know, I can
It's fair.
understand it, yeah. But we flew business to Nepal, which is like a really long haul with a stopover. So you go in the fancy lounge and all that. And what I really noticed was how, like, the staff want you to be there. Is the difference.
Right.
And then it's bizarre. They get below your eye line. So honestly, they're like this. You sit down in your seat like you are now,
Yeah.
and they'll be like they'll walk over like this. I'm walking over normally, and then they get down on their knee,
This could get awkward.
and they're like, "Hello, sir," like making sure their head is below your head. "Hello, sir.
They got cat
would you
ears
like
on.
me, would you like me to put you to bed?" that honestly happens.
That's so
What does it mean?
They put you to bed.
In what way?
Well, they make your seat into a bed. And
Oh,
they
Tuck you in?
essentially tuck you in. It's insane.
Rockabye.
I wonder
Would you
when
like
they
anything
stop.
before bed,
Yeah.
I wonder what
Mr.
you can
Fielder?
ask for before they
Wow.
stop and be like, "That's too much." You know? Can
Yeah, I
you
wonder
sing?
how
Can
far
you get me
you
a
can
hot
go.
drink? You know, keep going.
Can you suck my toes? That kind of thing.
I can't actually sleep unless someone's stroking my feet.
Oh my god.
Okay.
I wouldn't be down. Feet are not a good thing for me.
Yeah, my
Not on a
belt
flight.
buckle's stuck on my jean buckle as well. Can you just like...
It's nothing I'd want really regularly. I can see why. I think if people were super famous. Sorry, I've got Halloween spooky
Dust.
dust
Web.
all over me. I keep having to pick it out my teeth and stuff and my beard. Yeah, I can see how really famous people probably need to use it. Because
Yeah.
imagine if you were like on a 13-hour flight and every single person in there knew who you were. It
Yeah.
would be really
Yeah.
hard, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
When I went to... where did I go? I think it was Joyride or somewhere. I was on the same flight as Michael Bisping. Do you know that guy?
Mm-hmm.
So he's like a world famous UFC fighter and...
I mean, he's amazing,
Pundit,
isn't he?
yeah,
Yeah, he's really, really charismatic.
And just because he was on the same flight as me, as soon as I got off the plane, after everyone was like, "Oh my god, it's Michael Bisping," I was just like straight on Instagram, just following him, and then I ended up for the next 3 or 4 hours at the airport, just watching him fighting and just watching all his press conferences, everything. It's like
Wow.
it's just something about, I don't know, little story for you.
No, but when that I remember the first time I ever saw a famous person.
Who was it?
I have a vivid memory of the first famous person I ever saw, and it was Dirty Sanchez outside a club. This is when you.
Dirty Sanchez Welsh
Yeah.
jackass.
Yeah.
That's to me
Yeah.
that was famous when I was 15.
With Pancho
16.
and
Pancho, Pritchard,
Dan-
Dayton, and
Dan Joyce.
Dan Joyce,
Joyce,
right?
yeah.
But I remember it just so vividly because it was the first time I'd ever really I love Jackass and all that, and like it was the first time you really idolised to me something that like, and then I saw him outside a club, and I was just like properly starstruck. I couldn't believe they were like real people. Do you know what I mean? It's weird, man. Yeah. It's never really happened like that ever since. I don't know. I just snapped out of it. But
Not got starstruck since.
Nah, not really.
Here's a question. Who's the most famous person you have in your contact outside of biking?
Zero famous people, I don't think.
Yeah.
Go on. I mean, I feel like the only reason you ask is because you've got...
No, I
reckon you've got some sort of like Southampton player or something.
No.
Golf player.
I actually haven't, no.
I believe you.
I just thought I'd ask you.
Famous singer.
No.
You can see why I thought that it was a loaded question though, right?
Yeah, you could. Yeah. But I do know.
You happen to have Celine Dion.
Celine Dion.
But no, they're mostly like athletes who you'd probably know anyway, so it's all good.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't have any.
I've got
Ollie Wilkins in there,
but
that's
that
not
sort
real.
of comes back to it. Like mountain biking is such a small, in a bubble sport, isn't it? We don't really tend to break out of it. I mean, motocrossers and MotoGP guys might have a dabble, but that's kind of about it. However, apparently there's a couple of... I'm from Southampton, and I'm a football fan. There's a few of their players that actually like riding over at Swindon.
Oh, really?
So, yeah.
Who rode with them?
No.
Didn't you've had in the past, you've done stuff with Southampton Football Club, haven't you? You did like a half-time show or something, didn't you?
Oh, I wish, but no, we
did something.
Yeah, we done. It was me and Pilgrim actually. We did a jump display thing in Southampton St Mary's ground, which was unheard of. Like it was like that for me was like my dream, because being in Southampton, it's very football orientated, and I love bikes, and Pilgrim's there, and I was just like, this is the best. Yeah. And Steve Bear was there, photographer, so we did a couple of pictures there. But yeah, that was a really weird experience. Amazing.
Football, what was it, in the stadium, sorry?
Just in the stadium, yeah.
Oh, wow.
I can't remember what it was for. I think I used to be sponsored by a company called Vio, and they used to sponsor Southampton Football Club, so that was our ticket in. Right. And then we just went upside down there, and we just imagined like these half-time sort of Masters of Dirt kind of. Yeah. Imagine that. In fact, I don't think any clubs like that in the UK would do any half-time shows, do they? They do it in American football, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
Imagine
I went to see Nitro Circus, that was in a football stadium.
That would be well good, wouldn't it?
But it wasn't at a football match, they just used the stadium.
That could be cool. I'm past it now. I can't be bothered to get the jump box out and do loads of monkey stuff. That's done now. Yeah. I
can't think of anything that's... Yeah, if it's happened or not before. I had a memory of Jason Rennie doing a massive jump, but I think that was at the Supercross at Cardiff.
Imagine that half-time show, though.
Be so cool. And it'd be easy, wouldn't it?
I don't know, the Etihad, which is Man City's like mega stadium, or Old Trafford, or wherever, and just doing like a half-time show.
I tell you what it needs.
Yeah, you'd be a superstar.
What it needs is some sort of easy way to get the speed, though, doesn't it? So I've always thought this. A catapult.
Yeah, a catapult.
Yeah, a catapult and an airbag landing and a takeoff. Because you can't have a rolling so boring, innit?
But... You know, it
takes a long time to set up too.
Ollie posted up this little video of his tortoise the other day. It might have been yesterday, and he was like, "I'm not going to put any music with this because I like the sound of his. What are they called? Just feet, hoofs would do. Just scratching his little tortoise hoofs against the wood, and I was crying with laughter. I've just imagined, like, pushing this real rusty small ramp into the middle of like and it's just you and you're all mic'd up like
oh mate, that's what Squibby's mic'd up and he does his show, isn't
and
he?
Then you pushing this little 4-foot jump into whatever it is.
In Southampton, can it be in Southampton as well?
Yeah,
thousands of people.
I feel like Southampton's quite laddie.
There's about 30. Not really. It's quite family. The stadium, yeah, believe it or not. There is the northern end, which is quite rowdy.
What's the hooligan?
Lol.
That's the northern end. Yeah,
always northern.
So there's probably about 5,000 in that corner.
Is it hooligan-y? I'm really not football-y.
Not really.
And it's tough being in England and
just
not football.
Gobby, that's all it is. Just mouthing off to other people. That's about
there is any hooliganism goes on these days.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
quite
it's
a
all
lot,
organised. Yeah.
I think that's another one you could look at on your Instagram. You know, looking at like after game sort of stuff. I think people get jumped and shit like that happens quite a bit. Yeah. I remember like in Sheffield, because we had two teams, Sheffield United, Sheffield Wednesday. There've been like riots in the city centre.
Blimey.
With the two meat.
I
Yeah.
used to work with a brickie on site. I used to hog carry for him. And
It's always your labour, isn't it?
yeah.
Oh, poor
He
guys.
said to me, I used to go out and watch football, like the World Cup, whatever it is. It's in France. That's brilliant. It's really cheap. And I was like, what do you mean it's really, really cheap? You still got to get to France and back. And he's like, oh, well, you only need it one way.
Yeah.
I was like, why do you need it one way? What do you mean it's only one way? He's like, oh, you just get deported.
Lad.
Wow.
And he wasn't joking. It wasn't a punchline. He's just on. He
No,
was
you
like,
just
oh
get
no, I
deported.
don't understand. You just get deported.
Yeah, like I found a hole.
Yeah, all you got to do is just thump someone.
The worst part of that is
Like a wrist thump.
like the tournament's over, you haven't been deported.
Yeah.
Oh,
You've
Gutted,
got to do
just go around
something
like, oh,
worse.
smash a window.
Yeah,
how am I going to get home?
Excuse me, can you tell me where the nearest fire extinguisher is? Yeah, why? Oh, well, I've just got to get through the window. Yeah, so there you go.
Trying to
Oh,
go
dude,
forward,
that's so
class. I like that.
I wonder what we're going to talk about next. After the ad break, coming right up. Our next partner is AG1, the daily foundational nutrition supplement that supports whole body health. I drink it literally every single day.
Same. I drink it literally every day as well.
And I have since they've become a sponsor of the podcast.
Yeah, man. And some
And
say...
a bit before.
Yeah, a little bit before as well. We did a little bit of a test, didn't we?
Yeah.
Some people have said that the podcast wouldn't be what it is without us being optimized, nutritionally sound, and just genuinely feeling better.
Dude,
But
absolutely.
I think that's probably true.
I tell you the biggest thing for me.
Mm-hmm.
I used to have all of these little pots and little boxes and powders and all of these different little vitamins and minerals and stuff and supplements.
Yeah.
I would take, and it would take me ages to get them all out of their little twisty bottles and their pipettes and their little tiny things.
Like Pac-Man in the kitchen.
And every day I had to do that.
Yeah, it's too much, man.
Dude, it's too much. Now I get up, I have my AG1.
Super easy as well, isn't it? Whether you're using a scoop out of the tin or you're using a travel pack. Shall I do a quick AG1 just to show you how easy it is?
Show how easy it is to
I'll
cover
show you how easy
all
it is.
your nutritional bases, dude.
Okay.
Okay.
Here we go.
This is when it starts getting really good for audio listeners, isn't it? Because
Yeah, really good for audio
okay,
listeners.
shall I explain what you're doing?
Yes, please.
Davey's just taken one of the travel packs, which we'll get more onto later on. He's tipping it actually not even into his shaker. He's just doing it into a glass because he doesn't even have his shaker with him because he used it at home this morning. So he's now right.
Oh.
He's just okay. This is a remix, dude. This is a remix.
Okay.
Can you explain the remix?
Yeah, okay. Some people choose to use water. Tap water is absolutely fine. Just some of that. We got some of that. You know, you can pour a little bit of water in there like this.
Yeah, okay. He's
There you
pouring the
go.
water. Yeah, he's
What
pouring the
I
water.
like to do though, Ollie, is I
Okay.
like to use coconut water. It's ever so tasty, and it's even better if it has a yellow sticker on it.
There you go.
So yeah, so I'm going to put some coconut water into this.
Right. I'm going to go through some facts whilst you're mixing that up. AG1 replaces your multivitamin, probiotic, and more in one simple, drinkable habit. Science-driven formulation of vitamins, probiotics, and whole food source nutrients. AG1 is raising the standard for quality in the supplement category. It helps you build your health foundation first. And you probably can hear Davey stirring that up right now.
Yeah, it's stirred, mate. It's ready to go. And that's it. It's as simple as that, dude. You literally put your packet
It is.
in or your scoop, a little bit of water or coconut water if you choose to, and then you know you're going to be nutritionally sound throughout the day. Okay? I'm just going to have a quick swig.
Have a swig.
All right.
Can you hear him? He's enjoying it. In case you're not watching, he is enjoying it. Covering his nutritional basis for the day literally couldn't be easier, which is why Davey trusts AG1. Isn't that right?
That's correct, dude. So, if a comprehensive solution is what you need from your supplement routine, try AG1 and get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D or vitamin D and 5 free AG1 travel packs with your first purchase.
Pretty good.
Go to drinkag1.com/ride companion. That is
drinkag1.com/ride companion.
okay. That's drinkag1.com/ride companion. And right there, you will find out how to get your free travel packs, free vitamin D, delivered to your door, nutritionally sound, ready to be optimized, ready to kick ass in the world. It's as easy as that. All the details are in the show description. So what are you waiting for? Support the podcast and get involved.
All right. Thanks, AG1.
Thanks, AG1. Can we have some sweets?
Should we do a big shout out first to the TRC team?
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see this. Can we see this? Naomi's done some pumpkin carving for Halloween. Look at the set as well.
Thanks,
Big round
team.
of applause.
Appreciate you. Really do.
Many thanks. We got sweeties.
Can we have
here.
some sweets?
I'm not even into the microphone. That was terrible, wasn't it? You'd think I'd
Just
learn.
silence.
Yeah, it would just be silence. Yeah, yeah. We've got sweeties. We've got a pumpkin carved. We've got bits everywhere. It is really good. The cobwebs I really like. Cobwebs. That's what it is. Not Halloween fluff. Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Halloween fluff. Is there any actual sweets in there? Oh, what's that? AG1.
Didn't realise we're going back to back adverts. Huh?
Oh! How am I supposed to?
You just
What do I
pour
do?
it.
Have you done?
You sniff it.
Have you done? Have you done any ASMR content? Would that be something you're interested in, like into the microphone?
It's funny you say that because I thought ASMR was all the oh yeah, that's really nice. That's
I
what
think
I
it is a bit. Yeah.
I mean, that's a form of ASMR. ASMR
Okay.
is visual as well.
Oh.
Yeah, which I didn't really know.
Right. Let's look it up.
I
It's
might be
called
totally wrong, but
No, I think. It's spot
type
on.
in ASMR. I can't actually remember what it meant, but it was along those lines. It's basically anything that's
bad?
it's basically anything that's stimulating.
Ah.
Autonomous sensory meridian response, a term used to describe a tingling static-like or goosebump sensation in response to a specific triggering audio or visual stimuli. I don't know if I'm receptive to it.
What audio?
Like
I
the
don't
sound
like
of
it.
someone doing doesn't make my.
But when you started describing the lady making a bench, that's when I'm like, yeah, I can.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, you're
But
into it.
is it tingly?
Don't
Well,
know. I haven't really.
I was just
been down that rabbit hole
satisfied
enough.
with that. I was just like,
It's just wholesome content. That I think
Yeah, it's
that's
like
it's more
mesmerising.
Like,
that.
isn't
but
it?
when
It's
she's
like-
making the bench,
Yeah.
like, is there like two joints in that wood that just slot like
I just laugh then because I imagine just taking that snippet of this podcast and just thinking, how did we get there? You know what I mean?
just talking about this Swedish bench maker.
You are right though. There is a point. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
and you're
that
like,
is a bit like,
oh,
yeah,
yeah, it's
nice.
satisfying
It's like satisfying watching it. Yeah.
when you see like things that flush.
Hey, when I watched it, I was like, wow, it doesn't look like when I do carpentry.
Yeah,
When I do carpentry, it does not resemble anything.
A lot
like
more
that.
aggressive.
Yeah.
A lot more swearing.
Yeah. It's like
Yeah.
blood on the wood and like.
well, my toolbox is a toffee hammer up to a sledgehammer with
And that's it.
with just loads of rusty bent nails beneath it. That's my toolkit.
Is it? Yeah. What would say is your? Okay, let's try and name our ASMR responses.
Okay. What do you mean?
Yeah,
like,
what
do you have
we-
one that gets you? You know, like someone crinkling a bag or like.
Female orgasm.
cooking?
There we have it. There we have it.
Blimey.
That is actually the coolest you've ever looked while we recorded this podcast. I respect, brother.
Mic drop.
If you just smoke a cigarette for the rest of this episode, I will, mate. Hit the bench. You've won. You've won this episode. That was gangster. That
Thanks.
was.
Yeah, that was good.
Anything me and him,
Yeah, it's
us two
gonna-
unfuckables. Anything we say is gonna look
Hub
made
noise.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Brake pad squeal.
Yeah, I like it when
Tyres going up dirt landing.
Davey's algorithm.
Oh dear.
Yeah, your algorithm now is just going to be blokes.
It's funny because I think
And
when
women.
you listen to stuff as well, like podcasts, that seems to get into your algorithm.
Yeah.
Do you think? I get advertised things that I'm like, oh, I only heard that on a podcast. So your phone is listening to you, but I think it's listening to what it also puts out.
Yeah, yeah,
Do you think that's right?
Yeah, I agree.
It's quite
Yeah.
scary, really.
Dude, how mental is it that we all are aware of the fact that it's listening or
Yeah.
something's happening, but no one's ever confirmed it, talked about it?
Yeah.
Haven't, have they? We
I
don't
don't think
know.
so. I think it's more like people just go, oh, it is, isn't it? It's got to be.
It's patterns, though, isn't it?
It's
habits.
got to be.
It's
The fact
habits.
Is that all it is? We're just all calculatable.
Yeah.
I like
think
to
so.
throw
You think?
things
I feel like it
sideways.
must be
Quickly
listening.
look at a bit of like crocheting content or something. I don't know.
yeah, just really trick it, and then
Yeah.
you're like, "Why did I do that?" Now my whole algorithm's full up with crochet. now.
Imagine just like one server blows in Nevada desert every time. You know what I mean?
Damn, we thought we had him. God damn, we gotta reboot.
It's like Chopper Field is looking at Stanner stairlifts.
Yeah. Damn, we have to go back to the drawing board.
I feel like if it's listening out for Hey Siri, it's listening all the time.
Yeah, but I think it's listening all the time. Like
Yeah,
even
that's what
my
I mean.
watch, dude. Like
So
It
you
has to
think
be.
it's going like that? Well, it has to be. Yeah, you're right.
Because it's listening for you to say that
constantly,
thing.
Yeah.
You're so right because that's how a machine
But isn't
works.
that? But isn't that's what?
On standby.
Like, doesn't the police? I don't know whether I'm making this up or not. The CIA and stuff, they tap into Amazon and stuff because they might hear people talking about, I don't know, making certain dangerous things and stuff.
I think so. I
Yeah.
feel like those listening devices
Yeah.
are listening.
It's
Devices.
crazy. Yeah.
Not to be all conspiracy, but I feel like, well, I know surely there is evidence of police being able to tap into
They must.
Alexa.
Anytime
or
we
like-
do this, we get like 10 messages from people that actually work at the police, and they're like,
Yeah.
they put us in our place. But I did speak to
Yeah. No, they just put like 15 minutes 23. Correct.
affirmative.
Yeah.
I spoke to a police officer. Bernard's house was getting broken into.
Oh,
He
yeah.
wasn't there. I had to go over, and I spoke to one of the police officers, and they actually were mountain bike riders. They spoke quite openly about bike theft in the area, and obviously it's of interest to me and stuff. And he was like, we spoke about something that happened here recently that was like a load of cash machines were getting driven into by Land Rovers, and they're just ripping the whole machine out and going.
Leaving the Land Rover.
Well, they nicked Land Rovers, so anytime a
Right.
Land Rover got nicked, it was
It was
for a
going to be used
heist.
for that.
Yeah, so, and it gets ram raided, yanks it out on a chain, and goes.
Wow.
So that kept happening, and obviously, like, the guy was really cool. He was like, "I'm going to be on it." I was like, "Oh, congrats on getting those guys. Good on you. That must have been a hard time for you lot, because it was like big news locally."
Right.
And he
Land
was
Rover
like,
guys, sorry.
"You what? Sorry,
Land Rover heist guys.
Yes, Land Rover
Right,
heist guys." And he was like, "If I'm honest, nothing to do with us. That was the level above us." And I was like, "What do you mean?" And he said, "Well, certain things happen, and we can't let them keep on happening. So there's just, if they want to get you, they're going to get you." And I was just like, "Whoa!" So what does that mean? They're just a task force, I guess, that gets sent out. They don't have enough resources to save a cat from a tree, save Mrs. Johnson's cat from a tree, help a bloke who's got a puncture in a
Yeah.
pothole.
Yeah.
They don't have enough resources to do all of those things and
Actual criminals.
like detective work. So
Yeah.
he was just like, yeah, we have to respond to everything. So then they have this, I guess it's a
Wow.
task force, and if you've done something wrong, they're going to be pretty good at.
It does make sense in
Thank
a way.
goodness.
Yeah. It does
Are
make sense.
these guys legal?
Yeah, but it makes you question it, doesn't it?
So, yeah.
I find all of that very interesting. The
Yeah.
moral conundrums involved in having.
Hard job.
Yeah, hard job that.
Really
Do
hard
they all
job.
work in like Tesco?
What's that? The
Like the
heist
MI,
guys.
Yeah. Like they're all like undercover.
So it's like Ocean's 11.
Yeah.
What, they work in Tesco.
Yeah. They're all working.
Working Tesco has like a facade.
Yeah. Just shelf stacker, but really they're just high up in the MI5, whatever it is.
I went once. I got a phone call on my Nokia.
Hello!
Mate, head to Hazelmere.
Yeah.
There's a cash machine in the 10 slot. They put in 20. Get over it now.
Really?
My first car, yeah, in the Suzuki. Came over just before 12. 250 quid max limit on taking out on my debit account. Took out 250 quid, got 500. Joined the back of the queue.
Did it
Queued
again.
up again. Did it again.
Gosh.
No way.
Bosh.
Really?
Made 500 quid that night. Catch you in a bit.
Is that really?
Yeah, kept the receipts as well. Can't get me. And then he went on to just talk about it on a podcast later on. I stole
they're coming
500
now.
quid from a bank. I'm basically like the guys that.
You are Ocean's 11.
Yeah, I am basically Ocean's
You
23.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ode 23.
Oh, 23.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
where it came from.
Yeah.
Ode 23.
Can we do anything Halloween themed? I feel like I've just like me and Davey have both made we both just sort of like said that we both shared criminal information about ourselves.
Yeah.
Actually, you haven't on air.
I haven't.
You haven't on air.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Okay, but have you got one as well? So
Just throw him under the bus.
yeah. All right. No. Well,
Get
that's
under-
not really Halloween themed anyway. Have we got anything Halloween themed we can do? We should have thought about this before we
You
started.
listen to the episode with my cousin?
No.
Family member, edit. You're not?
No, I haven't yet, and I'm
Alright.
sorry. I've been.
Okay.
I've actually been in the desert.
That's all
I'll be
good.
honest.
Oh, yeah, you will have, yeah.
Yeah.
All good.
Rampage or anything like that?
Rampage. Is that Halloween themed?
That's Halloweeny.
Yeah, it's quite Halloweeny.
Do you do Halloween properly? You do Halloween.
You got kids, haven't you?
Yeah, now
Yeah.
I've got 2 little girls. Yeah, we tried to make it a bit of a theme, and plus my partner Laura, she's very creative, so it's a good time to showcase her skills.
Do you have
She's crafty.
trick-or-treaters at your house?
No, because we're kind of tucked away. We were down
Yeah.
this estate once before, and we used to get so many kids, and it used to do my head in. So then, yeah, we moved, and we're right down the end of this gravel track thing, and it's just.
Oh, nice.
I'd like it for the kids, but at the same time, it's nice to just not go and spend loads of money on sweets.
Did you ever
Three
trick or
kids.
treat? Both of you two ever trick or treat when you were younger?
Nah.
What's a Scrooge version of like Halloween? Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not really into it. Like,
I don't like Halloween.
Do you know what I mean?
I've never celebrated it. We weren't allowed
I'm
to
not that
get
into it.
sweeties or anything.
yeah, I'm not really that into
No, as we got a little bit older, it's more like going out and terrorising people. You know, like
Yeah.
school age. We always used to nick day. Can't say it.
What do you used to do? Come on, I've just stole from the bank.
Yeah. And mine's not as bad as the bank.
it. Because you robbed the bank this time.
We always used to
Rob
nick David Marshall's gate.
Oh,
Gate of
A specific person.
yeah, every year.
Really, yeah.
Get his gate, throw it in the river.
Really, yeah. Like was it a metal one or a wooden one? Metal.
Every year,
So
yeah.
it sunk. So it was
Every
just
year.
a pile of gates.
Every year.
The river was literally just like a cattle grid.
Not for many years, probably 4.
Four
3 or
gates.
4. 4 gates.
Four
every
gates.
year. Get the gate in the river.
I think this is Halloween themed. I think I either did it in Halloween or Christmas. But when I was about 15, we walked past this house, and this house had like about 50 gnomes in their garden.
Yeah.
And
That's
we
a lot.
just picked all of them up and put them in next door's garden. Like, just put about 50 gnomes in next door's garden. They woken up just thinking, what the? So yeah, that's probably
That's my kind of humour, mate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
when
good,
I was,
that is.
especially when I was younger, I
As
just
soon as
loved
you said
those
that,
little
it reminded me.
practical jokes of like,
yeah.
you know, just little
No.
little things like just stealing a gate. It's like the funniest thing at the time, or like
Yeah.
throwing toilet roll at buses, you know, that
Yeah.
sort of stuff. You know
Yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean? When you know that like that is just
Throwing bricks off
yeah. Mugging old women.
throwing bricks off the bridges and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
So good.
Yeah.
Do we have to do a disclaimer after
No.
that joke? Yeah,
No, we definitely-
Trick or treat is
Yeah.
pushing old women over.
I'll tell you what we did do, right?
Giving
Okay,
kids
so-
ease when they come to the door.
Right, so I've got a story for you which is quite funny. Talk about throwing things, and yeah, sorry about the brick off the bridge joke. That was pretty awful actually. But the what
Joke.
I did I created a thing called the bin bomb, where it's it sounds. I might encourage people to do it, but every time we were in quite a high rise building,
Okay, yeah.
the first thing we would look
Good
for
start.
would be a bin, and we'd look for the bag in the bin. So we'd put the bag on a towel and then put it in the sink, and then fill the bag up as full as possible, and then tie it up. And bear in mind, water is very heavy, so hence why you got to put it on the towel first so you can lift it, and then you just drop it out the window.
Full of rubbish.
No, just full of water, like the biggest water balloon you could ever imagine.
So it's actually a bin bag.
Yes,
Actually a bin bag full
so
of
it's
water.
a bin, but like the sort of see-through water, like the see-through
yeah,
ones,
I
not
know,
like the
translucent ones.
not the
Yeah,
real
yeah.
big heavy green bags.
Yeah.
Because that would hurt you.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is all right for podcast, but
Yeah.
anyway, so
I think throwing bin bags off.
yeah, so yeah, we always
high-rise buildings.
so we always
I don't know
cleared up the bin bags immediately after.
Yeah. I mean, I've robbed
At
a
2 in
bank
the
and he's
morning.
nicked a gate, so we're all right at the minute.
And there was this person stood outside the front, well, right beneath 3 stories, 4, I don't know, it's very high. And we had a bin bomb. It was about the size, and he had an umbrella, and it was and it was raining a lot, and we just held this bin bag, like lined it up with his umbrella, and then just went, and then it dropped, and we saw the bag just go. And this umbrella was quite a big one. It's about 5 foot wide. It just went. It just completely, like, I don't know. He just turned into this one. He just turned into an umbrella. He just collapsed around him.
Confused with me. I'm so confused.
And we felt really bad. And then, the police ended up running up the stairs, because obviously I would imagine he went into the hotel lobby and said, look, there's someone who's just thrown up some bin bombs. That's what
and everyone knows.
Everyone knows what they are.
Any high-rise building, anyone who lives in a high-rise building knows what a bin bomb is.
So anyway,
bin bombs
so the police are like running. This is in France, actually, I think, and during Feast, actually it was, and it was me, Pilgrim, Reynolds, and lots of other European riders, and I was like, guys, I think the police are going to come up. Right, hang on. Let me get into my boxers. So I got into my box. I was like, everyone hide. And I turned the lights off, and I heard them knocking all these doors, chatting French. That's my French.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
And then they get to my door.
So you chose to represent everyone. You were actually quite brave.
Yeah, so I was like, guys, hide. And I turned the lights off. And then I took my hat off, scruffed my hair up a bit, and I got to the door like, hello. And they're like, oh, no. We're sorry to bother you, sir. And I'll be like, yeah, okay, bye. And then closed the door, and I was like, wow.
Actually did it.
Totally got away.
You fooled them.
Nice.
Yeah, fooled them. Yeah, I didn't want to mention the word bin bomb bit. It sounds quite gnarly, doesn't it?
Bin bomb, what?
Yeah,
I guess so, actually.
But
yeah,
so I didn't want to say that. Yeah, but anyway,
Water bomb.
A water
When
bomb.
you first mentioned it, I didn't think it was going to be a water bomb. I thought you'd have done some, with the bin.
Oh no! But no, it's just a big water balloon.
You used to do like bin luge whilst we're on the bin sort of subject.
Yeah.
Don't know how long we could sort of drag it out, the sort of bin subject. we had a friend, Mark. He used to live at the bottom of a hill, and we just take the wheelie bins up. So all of the wheelie bins on the street were all like melted. All of their backs were melted. Where you lie down in it, it's just think that's what you did for fun. Like you got in a bin for fun.
We used to
like
get
how much they smell. And I would have just been like, oh yeah, wicked, we can do bin luge again. Yeah. That's not what normal.
We used to find every Christmas, when it used to snow, it would be really icy. We used to find for sale signs and get those and take the plastic off them and just use those as sleds.
So good.
Wow.
Best things ever.
Yeah.
Used to
They're
absolutely
good
pin
sleds,
it.
actually.
Yeah, amazing sleds. Yeah. Morris Dibbin is a good one.
thought-
That was the estate agent.
I mean, we
Best
literally.
Best sleds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Morris.
I feel like every time it snows in the UK, it's like for a 50-year-old man, it's like the world is resi. Like you see, like dads trying flips on an inch of ice. You know what I mean? They're just like, right, we're going to the biggest hill. We're going to bomb down it, and I'm going to try and gain her on an estate agent sign onto ice. Like, if you worked in a hospital, imagine how much you just got a flow of people coming in. You just got all these 50-year-old men with scaphoids done, like whiplash.
It's covered in mud from the thin bit of snow.
It's more mud than I like. Yeah,
that was the best sledging when you just got mud in. That was the best sledging.
Oh, dude.
I had a thought the other day about I don't know how. Honestly, I don't know how we get through these sometimes, but I had a thought the other day about other planets that are habitable for humans, and I thought about how weird it would be just making a small change. So, like the gravity being a bit more, how that would affect like the riding scene.
Dude.
Like the big air would be like 2 foot high, and everyone would have such bad injuries. You know what I mean? Like everything, like we'd have to just like there would be hills that you can't even go down. If gravity was 2 times, imagine going down. Imagine how big your rotors would have to be. You know what I mean? Like the smallest hill, it'd be like, are you serious? You're going down there, you're wearing like a grizzly bear suit. Like a fucking...
You remember Josh Bender's like carpeel, like full suspension bike?
Yeah.
That would be classed as a road bike.
That'd be flatland.
Are you out for a road ride today, mate?
Yeah. It would, wouldn't
There's
it?
a couple of curbs that are...
It would. Dude, it would. And inversely, if gravity was like less,
Yeah.
imagine just like a double flip would be like one of the first tricks you learn.
Oh,
Like,
dude,
like
you
playing
can
shave
imagine.
mirror in real life, just like.
Yeah.
Have you
Faster.
ever like gone into a swimming pool with a bike or in the with any water with a bike, but underwater?
Yeah.
And you do the biggest
Tables.
Yeah,
Do tables.
biggest. Yeah, and you go to do a turn down, but you can't. Your knee doesn't fit for it. But you,
Yeah. It's addictive, that.
I'm into this turn down position now. But I can't get out. But it
I
feels
could,
good.
because the feeling of a table was that good to me.
Yeah.
I could sink to the bottom, just engrossed in a table, and die. Just you're that folded up. It's just like bumper stopped against your shoulder,
And
just down to Davy Jones's locker.
And then you start struggling to breathe.
But you just got to hold it. It's too good. You can't get out of it. Table's too good. Yeah.
That's brilliant.
I used to remember as well. I realised we're literally following zero path here. We used to do a thing where we tie a rope in a tree and then you ride until the rope goes like, oh, and you take off. Did you ever do that?
Yeah.
Dude, like friction raises all the way up your ribs.
You use a mountain bike tire as well, so it's like super flexible. Yeah.
Rips all the little hairs off
Yeah,
your
we did that.
teenage body.
Pedal in the middle.
Then you do like a tail whip. It doesn't teach you anything other than your brake cables ripped out of your brain.
You just snapped all your cables. Oh, I was on my mum's bike. I
I don't
forgot.
see people doing that anymore, do you?
The tree swings were. Yeah, we did.
Maybe
tree swings.
humans are evolving.
Maybe.
Right, you know,
Resi ramp.
there is that trick where you can get a skateboard and put an inner tube on it and do big ollies, can't you? You can pick up.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Can you do that with like? Can you put like it round your neck and
Or
then
your
and then
genitalia? That's your top tube.
you just do like the biggest star jump, but your bike comes up with you.
You could, in theory, right?
But that would be funny.
Some of Bender's drops are pretty crazy. You bring up the carpiel.
Is that how you say it? Carpiel. It was carpiel.
I think so.
Yeah.
Carpiel.
I'm just
That
Big-
era
big-
of bikes
big
is
old
just
bike.
crazy.
Imagine
Monster
riding
Tees.
that
Was it Monster
bike.
Tees?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably super monster.
Super
Tees,
Monster
wasn't it?
Tees.
I had a go on one back at a Rampage a while back. I had a go on
Were they
one.
26-inch wheels or 20?
They're insane. I'll try and find a picture because
I
it'll
don't
really
know.
make you laugh.
I reckon 24.
It's like the most compact
Here's one though.
things.
Have you ever sat on like one of your original bikes and thought this is awful?
It's funny, I had
just
that
the
thought last night 'cause I said I
geometry,
watched Sprung
the
1 a
weight.
little bit.
Yeah.
I watched Sprung 1 and my instant thought was like, how did anyone think riding that was
Dude.
like right? He's all stretched out, like massive
Yeah.
stem. It makes no sense
I've
at
still
all.
got some of my old bikes, and like I sit on them and just think the stuff I used to do on this, like
Do you think you'll do that in 10 years, 20 years?
that's true.
That's the
actually.
scary
Yeah.
thing.
Do you think
innit?
you will?
I don't know.
I don't know. It's almost
Or has it got to that point now where it's like, no, this actually works?
maybe.
I think we've probably moved far enough along that the changes are going to be smaller.
Smaller.
I think when you're on the
Yeah.
steep part of the graph, it's like
Yeah. What? Just bigger wheel size, or just would it be 30-inch next? 31.
I don't know. Yeah, I can't imagine.
Can't go too
There
big.
must be. I don't know if we're going to get as aggressive changes as
No.
we will have.
But
I
if
don't know.
If you
Just
look back,
it'll literally, I think it'll just be like e-bikes. Every bike's e-bike.
Do you think it is?
But the batteries are just like, you know what I mean? You either have it on or off.
slope style.
Yeah.
Imagine when he runs you again.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
uphill.
E-Rampage.
Yeah.
There was that e dirt jump bike. Did you see that?
Yeah, I remember that. That came
Oh,
out
that
in
was-
lockdown.
that
That's the
was
one with
very
too much
fun.
time to be creative. in
Yeah,
lockdown.
that's too much lockdown.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that was.
I know.
Yeah, nah.
Maybe dial it in a little
Okay,
bit. Go for another dog walk, take another shower. That's not it. Yeah, I remember that one.
So anyway, go back to your Rampage thing with Bender's carpel. Did you say that you rode?
I rode one. I'm trying to find a picture of it now.
Yeah.
I posted it on my Instagram years ago.
Oh.
I can't remember what bike it was, but it was hilarious back then.
Oh,
Because I mean,
I think I do remember.
I think it was Will White.
I think you might have just been sat on it.
I was, but I had to go at a jump. It was shocking to ride. Basically, like
What was the rebound like?
shocking.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just-
pardon the pun. Shock. It was like super high BB. and loads of travel.
Wow.
And it was just so short and just so, honestly, so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was just, but at the time, I remember, like, it hurt me inside how much I wanted something like that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Because it had all the best brands, not necessarily the best parts on it.
See, I've been super lucky to go out there to Rampage, but I only went there after I'd already been a grown-up sort of thing for a while, already been like a good biker. When I was younger, it used to be another world. You'd only see it once a year.
Yeah.
You just think, what is this? I don't even know. How often do you ride a drop?
That's a very good question. Like, how big is a drop though? Because sometimes it's, I don't know, what an actual
like a drop off,
an actual
yeah,
drop. I would probably say
like it's blind going in. You know what I mean?
Going in,
Not very.
not a lot. Actually,
I have nearly no experience.
Yeah, not a lot.
Other than out there, I have nearly no experience whatsoever.
The thing is as well, you don't come across them very often, so it's like if you've ridden it, you'll ride the same one, so you know it, you know the speed, you know all of it.
Yeah, and you kind of don't want to do it all the time. Like, oh, just follow me off this 20-foot drop quick.
Yeah.
It's sometimes like it's a photo shoot day.
I can't even think of any over here, really. I can't even think of any around. All right, we both live in the south of England. I can't think of any in just broadly in the south of England, like a drop anywhere. Peasley, there's one, I suppose.
But they're all man-made, like the starter trails or something like some local jumps.
But riding
more
blind stuff, riding blind stuff's pretty different.
How hard is it to ride that trail?
Kong.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good question.
So Kong, I think. So Kong is like the warm-up.
Is Kong an area or is Kong a trail?
A trail.
One trail. And how long is that?
There's a trail called Flying Monkey, which is like, it's really interesting actually. The whole place is like it's where everyone rides that's riding Rampage. So it's just a place that you can easily lap.
Right.
And
trail bike?
No, probably like downhill bike. Yeah, I'd say yeah. It's just like nothing you ever shows what stuff's actually like, but it's very different to anything we ride.
Because the first time, like, I don't know what video it was. It might have been yours or Bren's or someone's, but when Deeks has stopped halfway down it, that's when you see how gnarly it is.
Yes. Yeah.
Which is because when you see, I saw Bren riding it the other day, and I've seen you boys rolling it, all that jazz. But like from that angle, it all looks pretty not like mediocre.
I'm glad it comes across because I did feel bad because in
when you look
that
up,
situation, it's for Deeks. I felt really. It felt like one of those like horrible situations in Biker Grove. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where everyone's like, "Go on, man."
Yeah.
Go on, man. Go off the cliff. I don't know. I can't remember what happened in Biker. Yeah, it felt a bit that way. And actually, he's a really good rider, and he was stuck with a bunch of nutters.
Yeah, but that just explains it. Like that just says it all, doesn't it? Like,
but good on him for just like sticking with what he thinks, and he didn't want.
No, I think that's why I like following Deeks, because following you two, especially you and Bren, you never know what you're going to get. It is quite terrifying.
A lot of people ask me that because obviously I spend a fair amount of time down here.
Yeah.
And a few of my friends will be like, "Oh, what's it like going riding down there with like Ollie and Bren?" And I'm going to blow smoke up his arse right now, but I'm always like, it's like a different sport. It's literally like a different sport.
Yeah.
It's terrifying. Well, not terrifying, but it's just different. It's a different thing.
Yeah, and it's just home trails as well.
Yeah.
It's like the same.
You will like it in Germany, to be fair.
But that's what I think about these two. Yeah, I'm going to be blowing smoke up them as well, but like, I would consider myself as a good rider, but then I ride behind Ollie and Bren, and they're both very similar in that sense, and it sort of makes you think, bloody hell, am I any good? do you know what I mean?
Mate, I'm with you.
Mate, I feel the same when you bar spin and look into my eyes and land one-hander lander.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it's just everyone
for me,
plays
that's
their
safe.
own things.
Yeah,
it's
it's true.
I'm really sorry. I'm really stuck
Still
on
trying
this.
to find
I just
it.
want to find the bike.
Find it. Yeah.
Dude, it's a long way down.
Dragging this out, isn't he?
It's about
How close have you done on
there? Here's a big old question.
Shoot.
Would you ride the line you helped build at Rampage?
Right, actually, really good question. I didn't think we were going to get onto Rampage, but let's just do it anyway because because your angle as a judge is really unique as well. As an FMB judge, it's an FMB event. Is it an FMB event? F&B Diamond?
No, that's
I don't
not.
think
no,
it
it
is.
used to
It
be.
used to be.
It
That's
used
what
to
I'm
be,
getting.
but it's not now.
Anyway, it's a judged event. You're
Yeah.
a judge. Right. So
Gosh.
I think you run the risk of sounding like a bit of a knob.
Yep.
But I think I would be rubbish at digging if I wasn't digging a line with the view to ride it.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's why you worked well as a team. I reckon.
Yeah.
Like,
I think it's
No
actually
offense,
mega
no
important.
offense to Deeks, but Deeks was the labourer. He was the manpower, but
Yeah.
you were also the
And he's-
the man, the
and
ride
Deeks is-
science, whatever you call. What do
Yeah,
you
I
call
just-
it?
Lad
Science. Yeah,
science.
so
Yeah.
you were the science as well. So.
Glad it worked out after that joke.
Yeah,
eh?
mate. Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, you would ride it.
But it's no. Oh, mate, saying I would ride it, I absolutely would never, ever ride it, ever. If you put helicopters
But-
up there,
but-
millions of
but
people,
what's-
and live TV set up,
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
absolutely not a chance in hell. I'd wet myself.
Yeah.
Like the amount of pressure, like anyone. This is why I have a problem. Right. This is why I have a bit of a problem talking about the judged aspect of the event, and why I don't really talk about it, because everyone who does it has something I don't have.
Yeah.
Like that level is mental to me.
Yeah.
Like to be that like confident that you. I don't know. I just don't have it in me to like go and line up and like even if someone did a run down that mountain, they literally just went down the ridge and they did one X up and and maybe their bum fell out on a drop. You know, it's a really miserable rampage run.
Yeah.
You know, like they did it and everyone's like, oh, and they smell a fart and you could smell their knee pads.
Yeah.
When you're there. I still would take my hat off and be
Right, fair
maximum respect.
Yeah.
So that's why I find it really hard to talk about the judged element, because
Yeah.
like naturally by saying yeah, you kind of knock someone else's achievement, and it's an achievement. Just turn up there, build a line, ride down it. That's the achievement.
Yeah.
But how does that get portrayed out to the outside world? Because that isn't what people see, is it?
Yeah,
That's
no.
what not. That's the thing, innit? That's not the reality for most people watching it.
Yeah.
As you can see from the response.
Yeah, big response, and it's really cool. I think we tried quite hard to like bring everyone along a bit.
Yeah, mate,
In-
you
at
guys kill it, and
Rampage.
I think everyone will agree. You know, from the last episode, the clips that have gone up, you like as a team, you guys absolutely killed it.
Do you know what's funny though? I was talking about it earlier with you.
Yeah.
I don't even know how, because I've not. If you think about it, I've not watched Bren's. Bren's hasn't watched hasn't watched mine.
Yeah, other people have.
Bren hasn't watched Deeks. Deeks hasn't watched Bren's. Deeks hasn't watched mine. So we haven't. None of us have watched the live feed. So think how weird it is from my perspective. That do you know what I mean? I have no idea even really what went on. I was on one
but
ridge watching.
You're aware though that as a team, you were putting out content. You were keeping people up to date.
But I haven't seen any of it, dude.
Interesting, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't even know.
But you don't have to. You were there.
Have you
I
chosen?
know exactly what happened, but I don't know what went out. I don't know what
Right.
anyone knows about any of it.
Okay.
Like for me, those whole 2 weeks, massive, like a huge amount of work, and like, almost like without sounding dramatic, it's like it is traumatic. It is like hard to come back from, and you feel like a bit like and a bit flat, and like if you think about, I was telling you about G's crash, for instance. So you don't think about what it's like when you're there. So we've spent a week digging one thing, trying to get enough speed for it, and lots of people are saying they don't think it's possible. So that already is horrible. You're digging something for your best mate, and people are saying it's not possible. Then your other mate's over on a ridge over there. Lots of people are saying his drop's not possible. He does his drop. Big crash. I chose not to watch it. I heard it. Ambulance comes in. At that point, I'm thinking the worst for G. So you know that is like a that's like a sick feeling. That's horrible. That's the worst thing, seeing your mate be helicoptered away, dig team crying. Worst thing. And then you can't have the day off because you've got to try and get more speed for this fucking thing that everyone's saying is not possible. So then you crack on, and you think about all of the like mini victories and mini like stories. It's like a insane turbocharged soap opera that we're involved in the dust, in the desert, and we have no.
You don't control that narrative. It's just happening around.
Oh, that's
you,
real. That's real. That's our real life.
Yeah.
And then you put out fun videos, but that is a good example of actually what elements of it are like. Like it is scary and horrible, and it is like like G's crash was really serious. Like I know he downplayed it on his.
Yeah,
You see his social media.
Yeah,
It's insane. It was like,
yeah.
I had a bit of an off. I'll be back soon or something.
Yeah.
It's like, fractured vertebrae in the skull and that, and I'll be back in a bit.
Yeah.
Fuck. Like, so anyway, yeah, I think my perspective is skewed in every sense. I don't even know.
Right.
I don't know what's. I don't really.
But you must
know,
have.
So
I
I know exactly what went on in real life. But I don't know what, yeah.
But and you must have some. You saw the run, like you saw the line. Do you know what I mean? You must have. So
the next
watched
day after G's come off, Brent's done the canyon.
Yeah.
That we've been working towards.
Yeah.
So that to me is it's literally like the amount of the serotonin that dumps is like
the weight.
The pressure, the worry,
Yeah.
I'd rather. I've said it before, and I always think it comes across as wrong, but I'd truly rather be up the top of the rolling. When he's sat up there, I feel like a lemon. I'm stood on the landing. We've got like a tradition where I stand on the landing.
Yeah.
Pathetic. We just do it anyway. Wear the same cap. It's all like weird and superstitious and all of that weird stuff. But I would way rather be up top.
Really?
And if Brent was on the landing, he would way rather be up top.
Yeah.
It's not like, and if Deeks was as well, it's not like in that sense, it's really team based. Because there's no part of me that's like, I'd just rather do it than watch him have to do it. Even though I know he's better at doing it, I'd rather do it because it's hard to get across.
Fucking
really, isn't
unique thing, man.
Isn't it?
Really unique
I
thing.
think it's starting to come across as well.
You think?
How?
Yeah.
I think it is.
I think the more that people are putting content out, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Because we used to just tune into that one event.
Yeah.
You'd not see anything really before it. Vlogs weren't really a thing.
And all the stories happen on the
after.
build-up. And we've learned that from Hardline, from Jono's
Which is
vlogs
why you
and
guys
from-
killed it so hard, because you told a story. Whether you're aware of it or not, you guys told that story. And everyone was so invested in it, which is why then the result is even worse for people to take because...
Right.
I'm
really glad, and I think all the messages were lovely.
I don't know.
I'm blown away by how many nice messages and like the length of message and the depth of message. What people write is really like... You can always tell when someone's just done fire emoji, knuckles emoji.
Like, woo.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Cool. Yeah.
Go.
Yeah.
But actually, it's cool actually having...
But that's like, so Ollie, Bren and I went out for a ride earlier. I mean, Bren was only with us for 20 minutes, whatever it was.
Yeah.
But in that time, I just wanted to get a good feel for what you guys thought of it. And now I've got such a different perception of it now.
Right.
Like, I came into this...
Is it a letdown, though? That we're not charged up and like...
No, no, not at all. Like, I didn't really want to bring it up, but at the same time, people... Like, I'm the FMB head judge, so I judge all the slopestyle events globally, and I know obviously the whole judging thing was a very hot topic, which I just wanted to hear from your end before I started tapping into that. But from our little conversation we had earlier out riding, I'm just going to respect you guys for what you went through and not say what I think, because it makes no difference, because I was at home getting drunk anyway. So
that's pretty cool. But you know what it's like when you have an answer that is different to what other people say. When you have you had an experience of that at events where people feel cheated or
I mean, the FMB, the Freeride Mountain Bike Association, is a lot more structured and organised and better judged events than there ever has been, because we've got former athletes involved. And that's why I was a little bit shocked at Rampage,
right,
from the results we saw. But anyway, won't go into that. But I don't really know where I'm going with it now.
How do you judge? Do you judge the same way? And do you sorry, I know we want to be like, crazy respectful about all this and how we talk about it, but like the way that the judging happens at Rampage behind a closed door, is that the same at FMB?
No, well, no. Yes and no to a certain extent. There's only so much you can see. So if you're watching the monitor, you can see everything. And obviously, those guys, Darren Watts, Spangler, all those guys, they've all been out, and as they've mentioned many times, they've gone out and scouted the entire area, taken notes, measured everything up.
Yeah.
We don't necessarily do that in slopestyle. We go there and we watch all the guys' runs, because the one great thing about slopestyle is that it's just one line.
Yeah.
So that's easy for us. But judging Rampage is a heck of a responsibility, which I wouldn't want to do.
Would you do it?
From a just being a judge and understanding how it works and being a good rider myself, I would go there and think I would personally prefer to do Zink's line than Brent's line, and that's just because I know that I can't ride that sort of stuff because it's so technical. It's not just like the battleship stuff that I'd be bricking it on that, but it's just all the bits in between. It's all the braking in the right spots. And that's where I'm not experienced. So yeah, I wouldn't want to sit on the judge panel at Rampage because I feel like I'm from Southampton.
It's very different, isn't it? It's very different.
Yeah, I've sort of grown with skate parks, dirt jumps, and then into slopestyle, and then the occasional mountainy stuff, but mostly bike parks. But how the hell could I go out and judge Rampage?
I think it's a definition thing. I think it happens every year.
Yeah.
I think it happens every year, and I think it's almost a shame. I think they need to define. You know what I mean? Just say, like, look, we're trying to create... What we're trying to create is such a spectacle. What a cool event, can I say? I think that actually they do a great job, and I wouldn't want to deal with it every year.
No,
every year someone gets robbed.
Every year someone gets robbed. And, I do feel for the judges. And I did reach out to a couple of them and just say, look, just you guys did a good job. I mean, there might have been a few little slip-ups here and there, but when I say slip-ups, you can't... I shouldn't have even said that because... There's so... I want to be careful what I say here because I don't.
I know it's rubbish.
I don't want to upset people because no matter what you say, you're going to upset people. But the one thing I will say is I do feel that the panel could have a recently retired racer involved. I don't know, and then a slope style judge who'll do the tricks, and then someone like Beck or who's ridden it and. I just a mixture and from all over the world. I think just to lose the whole.
That's it as well.
To lose the whole. It's all North American.
From the outside looking in, that's obviously what people are pissed about.
It probably looks bad, even though they're not. Yeah. Like I totally get the guys, and I think they do a great job. But I do feel like from a spectator's point of view, they do need to bring in a mixture of judges because on the FMB we have to have. A North American judge or a European judge, where a European event would have to have a North American over, vice versa. Like we have to mix up the panel, and I feel like that is quite important for the viewer. Yeah, I think. Yeah. So I don't want to talk too much.
I've had an idea,
but go on.
No, it's good. I had an idea. I did pitch it a bit to Gully. Yeah. But I thought, whilst we've got you here.
Yeah.
I think my idea is really good, as I do with all of my ideas.
I'm sure.
Right, hear me out. Okay, because all I really want to stop is when we have all these robbed scenarios and all of this, and like people feeling like the judging's gone wrong, regardless of what's actually happened, it takes away from someone else's achievement.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
I really feel for Zink. Tom Van Steenberg and Carson, because all of them had banger runs,
incredible runs.
Like they're all massive achievements, and I hate how it does it because it does take away by accident a bit from that. So this is my idea that I pitched to Gully.
Cool.
There's a room, right, similar to the room they've currently got.
Yep.
A round table. We could have it kind of like themed. I don't know, like flames. Each of the corners. Bit Jumanji themed. I was thinking.
Yeah.
Can I really set the tone? Yeah.
Yeah, please.
All right. Yeah. So it's all like wooden. There's fire lit. You can see the judges. They're on a round table.
There's a bit of drumming.
Exactly.
Before everyone.
Exactly. You can see the glow.
Yeah.
The brass glow of a gong one side. Yeah. Thanks, David. Thanks. And then someone there with the gong thing. They get the nod from the judges. The gong gets hit.
Yep.
First rider comes down. A wooden carved block. Their name immortalised in oak.
Yeah.
For that year's Rampage. The first rider comes down. Doof, it goes on the round table, okay? Are you getting... Is this ASMR? Do you get shivers on your... A little bit.
The light shivers, but
Not yet.
Next rider comes down, okay?
Yeah.
The block, their name, it goes above or below. The gong sounds, the position is set. The next rider goes down.
Is this as simple as it gets?
Yes.
Okay.
And it keeps going, and you've got what first and second runs. And basically, what I think I'm trying to say is
is this a leaderboard?
it's all it is a
Yeah,
leaderboard.
it's just a leaderboard, but
and,
on a round
and
table.
because it's easy to slot them in, and visually, you could have sound as well, so you could have the conversation, and you could go, right, we're going to go to the judges, and we're going to find out what's taking them so long. And then you've got Bearclaw going, you know what, I just don't think
I was so bored I turned this one into a spear. I just went and killed him. Something.
No, I think that'd be so interesting, because
Yeah.
all of them, they can all describe exactly why they've judged. You know, and in the moment, it'd be easy to go.
So who puts the block in the position?
Until the gong is sounded, the block isn't permanent. So there's this sort of to and fro, and
But-
the block moves, and they go, yeah, I think it was.
But then you...
I don't think it was as good as Tommy G's. And then someone goes, look, the flat drop flip, that's way harder.
So there's just a lot of talking.
Could this
between
work,
the
or is this
judges.
completely insane?
I get it. I do get it, but...
Imagine
I
looking
feel
from
like
above,
I,
maybe no sound.
but
Looking from above,
I-
you're like...
I think there could be a few guys in there with a bit of an ego. Alpha male kind of...
Grabbing the block.
Grabbing the
You're
block
gonna
and
be
be
wrestling
like,
on the round
no,
table.
because that's why, and the other guy might be like, well, no, I know, but you're forgetting this part, and then they'd be like, no, it's they'd be like, okay, cool, and that's...
So how do you
So
get
how-
around
so
that
what's the
with
point in
numbers
that?
anyway? Because everyone just submits their numbers.
Yeah, but that's the whole point of putting scores in, is points are irrelevant, and I really need people to understand that. Like, the points mean nothing unless it's really tight, unless it's really close. So I don't know if you saw at the start of Rampage, there was a lot of low 70 scores, and I thought, oh dear, because it's a bit too bunched up. Like, your anchor score, which is your very first score that comes in, is the most important one, because that's what sets the tone. So you say if a guy you've been watching in practice has got a mediocre line and has done a mediocre trick off a few of the drops or whatever, you're looking already at a mediocre score. 50, around that region. Oh, he landed really smooth, went really high. Let's give him an extra few bonus points. We'll give him 55. So the first score doesn't really mean much, but that sets the tone for the rest of everything. But when... Yes, sir. Go on.
Does it depend... Is it pre-informed, so you're watching them in practice and you know
Yeah.
what they're capable of?
Yeah,
Okay.
so that's why being there for practice is so important. So it gives you a good idea on what's to come.
Because that can't happen at Rampage,
Yeah.
which is what makes it worth.
Exactly.
Yeah. So how do you set that benchmark?
Carl didn't hit his
Yeah.
drop.
But
He didn't
also
hit
you
the drop
don't know
until
what's-
finals.
what's
That's
coming
interesting,
either,
yeah.
because you can't
Yeah,
plan for the
okay.
future, can you? So you can't.
But you get an idea.
Yeah.
yeah.
You get an idea. So, you know, if he's landing it, you'd be like, okay, so that's better than what that guy's doing. And I've seen him ride that.
Can we take a moment to just respect... He guineaed a drop in finals.
Yeah.
And then suied it the next run. So that's 2 runs on that drop.
Did Zink hit it though?
And he broke his back on the one before and the year before.
Yeah, that's...
Like
that
these
is
are
pretty impressive.
these are the complicated things that make
Yeah.
Rampage so impossible
It's
to
so
judge.
unique, yeah,
Yeah.
and that's why I wouldn't want to be involved in it, because like, I love every single rider that drops in,
Yeah.
and I don't
It's
want
impossible,
to ruin
isn't it? Yeah.
Not that like it will be ruined, but it's just it's
Sorry, I
respect.
Carry
completely
on
butt
yeah.
in. Yeah, I
But
apologise. It's my
but
brain.
I wouldn't want to be responsible for
No.
judging.
So we've got
Anyway.
we've got the anchor score. Did you call it?
Yeah, so it's an anchor score. So the
Yeah.
first score that comes in is what sets the tone.
Yeah.
You know, that's where the bar is. And then say if the next guy comes down, if he crashes near the top, you know that's going to be, okay, right, we're giving 15, whatever. Like, that doesn't really matter.
It's just
But then also, if the next guy crashes around the similar area, you need to judge that against that low score as well. So that's when the points come in.
yeah.
And then you get a bit of an idea. You don't really... arrows would be like effective enough. Do you know what I mean? Like some graphics, but for
The
us...
wooden thing, round table.
This
The
is what-
gong.
this-
Come on,
but
dude.
this is what I mean. This is where that
Yeah.
can come in.
Yeah.
Like, but you need an anchor. You need that. You still need a bar chart, almost like a level.
Do you?
You do still
But
need.
don't you just
that.
shuffle down the wooden name block?
Yeah, or that, or a table.
Have a
You
little
need a
character.
round table, like you said. Yeah, it's fine. My brain's Christ. But yeah, so
I get what you're saying. So it's essentially the same thing happening in numbers. What my question would be is how you get us three scoring something
Yeah.
and how you reach a final score?
Oh,
Is it still an argument of egos and battles, or
No,
you
so-
just add up our scores?
So what happens is sometimes there might be a tie. There might be a tie, and that normally happens nearer the end of the contest, because what you've done throughout the contest is that you've left enough spaces between each
understood,
rider. But going back to what I originally said, with Rampage, when the first riders came down, there was a lot of bunched up scores in the 70s. And I thought, oh, they could be in a bit of trouble here. Hence why there was a large score for the guys on podium, just to create a little bit more space if those guys did better.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Allow for the second run.
Yes, Zink's score was really high and Van Steenbergen's score was crazy high as well, but it was simply because of that. And it was nothing to do with how much better it was than Bren's run. So I want people to know that. That's why they done it, was so there'd be more space.
But that really defends them quite a lot, actually,
it
when
does.
you say that.
Yeah.
So that score, not only was it a winning run,
Yeah.
it was also creating room for...
It was creating
others
room
to
for
go.
But that
others.
creates more separation.
Yeah.
So that Bren, for example, couldn't make. If it had done a second run, how would he have got to 95? Because there was a 20-point.
This is why
you make a good point there, as well.
It's okay creating separation, but then you're almost like you're creating it impossible to get up
because
to 95. Whereas if Zink was an 80, maybe Bren's like, fuck it, I'm going to have another crack at this. I reckon I've got another 5 points in
I
me.
know, but that's why the scores can play such a part in a rider's thought. Like Bren was thinking, I'm only 0.4 off. I'm like, oh shit.
It's
like,
not
dude,
like that.
seriously,
Right.
it's not like
It's
that.
not a race.
You might end up doing a flip tuck, and that's what you really wanted, and it might go up. It might go up to like 0.3 difference, just because they can't, because they still need to leave room if someone's better dual run. So like the judging was a little bit off. I'm not gonna lie, but they still did an.
Do you think
alright
there's
job.
room for fan voting? Because there's so many people that have weighed in on this. It's like
I think
just turn into especially with internet now.
a popularity contest.
Yeah, you just get Snoop Dogg.
It would be a popularity contest.
Do you remember? Did you ever watch Best Whip?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Twitter.
I was trying to come up with a concept for this, but
Because Twitch did Snoop Dogg, didn't he?
Yeah.
And then he won
Yeah.
like years in a row because
Yeah.
Snoop would just say like vote for Twitch.
Yeah.
I think. Is that
Yeah,
correct or is
I don't
that
know
wrong?
if it was Twitch. It might have been Twitch. Definitely people were calling in favours of the phone book. Who have you got in your phone book sort of vibe? Will you retweet this for me?
Would you complain?
Maybe.
Would you complain if The Rock said vote Brandog?
Well, no. Wouldn't complain. I'm a caddy, dude. Caddies get money. If we win it, we've got money. I mean, it's crazy to think like Bren's really good about it, and I think actually he's very realistic about just the fact that he's come home and you know, however traumatic I'm saying it is. Like I've woken up most mornings since we got back, and I've thought it's finals day.
But do you know what I
thought I was on a cliff, or where's Deeks, or
sorry about then. But what I really liked about that ride that we went out on earlier, I was just chatting to Bren like, how is it? And he's like, massive come down because there's a mix of emotions and everything. And he just, what did he say? Oh no, that was it. I just said, as corny as it sounds, dude, like you did the UK really proud, but more importantly, the sport really proud.
Yeah, wicked. Yeah.
Like, and he was like, "Yeah, thanks, man. That was awesome." Because it's true. Like, and he was like, "I'm just happy that we did what we had to do. We had a load of fun doing it, and obviously being scared and doing massive stuff like that is fun as well, isn't it? And you're all home in one piece." You know, and it's like that's winning.
Yeah, absolutely.
So as corny as it was like the end of a movie, like, oh yeah.
Yeah. What did you make out after it? I didn't get that part of the movie. I didn't know if I missed something earlier on in the movie. Like, it started raining and then you started like
that was
hugging.
just you. That was just you crying.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Again. Another movie.
But no, I loved watching Rampage this year.
Wicked.
I absolutely loved. I was gutted for G because I was so excited to watch it.
Oh, I know, eh?
Yeah,
I know, eh?
It's nice to watch because obviously when I'm judging, I'm not biased whatsoever, and I've always seen every single rider as a silhouette, but you can't really with Rampage, and I'm glad I'm not a part of it just because of that reason. I can sit back, have some beers, and actually enjoy biking.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I loved watching you boys. Absolutely smashed.
Oh, nice
well.
one. Cheers.
Totally, I think it was one of the best ones I've seen. Like the broadcast was really good. Obviously, it was
no wind. I mean,
No
what a
wind.
change!
I know.
What a
'Cause you
change!
do
What
feel like
Rampage is like no
Insane.
wind.
every
Yeah.
year you're a bit like, it might be a bit of an anticlimax. This
1p,
There'll be
2p the whole time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there'll be
sod that.
something, but
Finals
Rad.
day. We've gone up first thing because first thing is usually the least windy. Brent wants to practice the battleship. We're stood by the battleship. I'm throwing dust in the air over and over again. It's just
oh no.
like completely unrideably windy, and we had to bail on that.
Oh wow.
So it was a real shock for me because normally it's like wind, like calm in the morning and then picks up.
What's that day look like for you? The race
Finals?
day? Yeah, because you're up super early, but what time does actually the event start?
Yeah, so you have to get all like there's 3,000 spectators I think on
Right.
site,
Right.
which isn't many, but it's down a tiny track
Right,
like,
so you
in the
have to
middle of
be
the
in.
desert. Yeah, so
Yeah.
we have to be in. So we had to get to the entrance at 6.
They walk in it
What the
from that gate.
no that some do, but there's like a shuttle. It's quite
Camel.
It's quite a long. Yeah, it is actually quite a long trek in
Yeah.
there. It is, and doing it in the dark, and it's freezing as well. So
I
we had
bet,
breakfast in there. Then Bren gets kit like knee pads on at. Well, he's literally knee pads on at 5 in the morning. It's horrible because we got to drive to the
Yeah.
entrance to the event, which is another drive, if you see what I mean.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's proper like it is in the desert. It's wicked. Like all of those things. When I don't get to go there again, I'll really miss it because
Yeah.
what a cool experience. Like just the UTV drive in. What was mega about it this year is I had Even and Deeks out there, and Rue out there.
Yeah.
And Rue's always wanted to go, and he was just like, this year, I'm just going to go. So
Yeah.
Rue's come, and he's taken photos. Even always wanted to go, I'm just going to go.
Yeah.
And having someone around, and like, I've become used, however stupid this sounds, because of my mate Bren, I've become used to bombing through the desert in a UTV
Yeah.
along a dirt track. Like,
Yeah.
that on its own is like a red letter experience.
Yeah,
then.
yeah,
Do you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
And we're doing it as
That's
a
every
commute.
morning. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you're so used to it, and you've got all your stuff in the back, and you're just like
Yeah.
talking, going through riverbeds and
Yeah.
doing giant drifts. So that was really cool.
Well, you'd get kitted up for the day for it, like, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Like, you'd treat that as a red
Oh,
letter
yeah.
day.
Yeah, big
But you're
time.
doing it every day.
we do it every day. Just put
That's
our
so
goggles on,
cool.
our face mask, and bomb in.
Yeah.
But
That's funny.
yeah, so for finals, we get in. Bren's already padded up. We have breakfast, and then I wanted to like be really on it this year because you do feel when you're onto a good one. Like I felt it with 2019, and I felt
Yeah.
it this year. Like I felt like wow, we've actually, because by that point he's ticked everything off, and you know that there's hype surrounding your line. So I just wanted to make sure, dude. Honestly, I'm terrible. I'm like quite loosey goosey in life in general. When it comes to like my mate jumping over cliffs, I'm like a neurotic.
Really.
Well, we
go
can't
for
have a bit of dust on a lip
Yeah.
because what if something fails on the run in and then
Yeah,
has
that
to do
one
some-
little bit
you
could.
can't
Yeah,
like
yeah.
risk it. So any area that's like dangerous,
Yeah.
I have to have like just for my own peace of mind. Every lip has to be watered, and you don't have hoses up at that point, so it's all just like water bottles and buckets and stuff. And then I'd had a nightmare the day before finals that he hadn't practiced like the bits in between. And how annoying it would be to like make a mistake on the way into the canyon, over brake, front goes, or like have to turn in too early, or just he hasn't ridden all the way through until finals. Wow. And then equally, the biggest battle for me is not saying the wrong thing with every single one of my friends that's riding Rampage. You don't want to say the wrong thing, just
Yeah.
something that sticks in someone's mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I agree.
There's nothing like it I've ever had. I have it on race day with my friends. I don't want to say the wrong thing, so I just sort of stay.
Yeah.
Chill.
But what's the wrong thing for you to say in your mind?
Like, that drop looks long.
It's gnarly, isn't it? And
Think how gnarly that is.
Yeah.
How gnarly. And
Well,
it's,
it's the tone
as
as well. It's the tone as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a big gap, mate.
But think how much someone that you respect.
Yeah.
If you told me, well, yeah, that second
But if
one's
you went
quite
like
long.
that-
If you told me that,
Yeah.
you know, someone that I know is good at jumping. If you were like, that second looks big, and I hadn't hit the second,
Yeah.
you better believe I'm going to go a little bit faster. And if
Yeah,
I
yeah.
go a little bit faster, and it's a 60-footer, and I go an extra 20,
Yeah.
big crash, innit?
Yeah.
So I just, like, you feel on edge, and especially, like, we're pretty good, actually. We talk about all the crashes that he could have, and we talk about, believe it or not, because we're obviously close mates, but you just don't want to say the wrong thing. You don't want to make it.
Yeah.
No.
You don't want to make it more than it needs to be because it's already a lot.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. You looked shattered.
I was
Like mentally.
I was.
Mentally drained.
It's a lot.
Physically
man. It
drained.
is a lot.
And I think there was a point where I created a group for you three just so I could talk to you directly, just to say
You're
well
worried.
done. Yeah, because there was one point I'm like, Ollie's not talking much.
Nah,
like,
dude.
Ollie's like,
I had a lot on.
yeah, and I'm like, I'm gonna leave this group that I created. I'm gonna leave them alone because I respect that because I know it was probably mentally just draining for you. So yeah, it must have been.
It's a lot.
And it's a big old come down now.
Yeah.
Big
But
one.
it's a lot of it, again, is because it's my mate. And I know a lot of people have their mates digging for Rampage, but, you know, it's my mate who's got 2 little daughters that I hang out with all the
and
time, and
yeah,
a beautiful wife at home, and a lovely house. And then,
Yeah.
and like, he's doing gnarly stuff, and he's the best man for it, but
Yeah.
it is a lot.
Yeah, it is.
It is all a lot, the whole thing.
It's all on the line. That.
Yeah, it's gross. Big up anyone involved, and what an experience I've had,
Yeah.
and what an event. What a weird event.
Craziest event.
I
If you're an
hope it
alien
comes
coming
across
down,
how
and
crazy
what were
it
these
is.
people doing in the desert, building this weird
Yeah.
line?
I think increasingly it does come across how crazy it is. I think when I started it didn't, and I think now it does, and I think well done the internet for that.
Do you think Brent will go again? I know it's.
Don't know.
I don't know.
I'd like him to. But
Would you like to?
Mate,
Will you be recovered until?
This is the hard thing about it. It's like one of those things. It's like addictive, isn't it? Like, and I know everyone's listening. Like, oh, fucking, here he goes again. All he has to do is swing a pickaxe for a couple of weeks, and then he's.
You know, like the thing
But
what I was
it's
thinking as
stressful,
well
man.
is, I don't know if this is accurate or not, but like if Brent does go again, all of this focus on it and all of this, whatever you call it, with the judging, does it make it like
worse.
yeah?
Yeah.
Or is it
Probably.
then like it must be?
Imagine how sick.
Obviously, you do it from a judge's perspective. Like, do you see all that outside noise? Do you think they see? Well, they do see all that outside noise because they put statements out and stuff. But like, going into next year, is it like, okay, Bren better like be on the podium? Do you know what I mean?
The world is full of positives and negatives, and for every amount of warmth and kindness I've had over the last couple of weeks surrounding our Rampage line, I imagine if you're a judge, you've had inverse, the opposite. You've had me. And I think that
but not from
sucks.
Brent or the team, which I think is amazing.
No, not from
Because
us.
you've been like,
yeah, but I don't even feel it. I struggle to even feel
that's
it.
great. That's really
I don't
good,
even
man.
feel
You
it
should be very
because-
proud.
But it's, I don't know, just like even explaining what you've already done before the day, it's like,
Yeah.
you don't even, it's not you don't care.
It's a strange one. I
It
think
is a strange
it's
one.
the first time it's been. There was 2019 one.
2019, I think he
2019?
was, I think they,
is that how
Came
long
under
ago it
fire.
was? The
Was it
last one he done?
2019?
yeah, mad, huh?
4 years,
years.
ago.
4
No,
years.
That's mad.
No. Yeah.
4
yeah.
years
Rock.
ago.
Yeah, The Rock.
Rock and the
nuts.
Canyon flip was 4 years ago, yeah.
That's mad.
Isn't it?
Yeah. So. I mean,
Dunno.
it's completely up to those. I mean, is people like Zinc going to be? Is that him done? Is he over it now, or is he coming back?
No, it's a tough one to quit on, isn't it? The problem
You
is
never
you're
know,
qualified
do you?
for next year. You don't have to do anything. You just turn up.
So
Well,
who,
obviously, then you have
who
to build
qualifies?
Just ride down it.
So, how do you qualify?
Top 8,
Is it top 8? Okay.
top 8, and then invite,
Right. Okay.
which is wicked. But who knows what next year's going to look like?
Same
You
venue.
know, after the protests and everything.
Yeah.
Round table.
I think the
Hey,
round
it
table.
could be
I
a round
love the
table.
idea of the round table and the gong. I love the idea of the gong. Make it kind of a bit creepy as well.
Yeah,
Halloween.
I honestly, I really don't know what angle to go at it. Well, judging wise, like, I really don't know. But maybe I don't agree with the fan vote thing because it's just gonna be a popularity contest.
Yeah.
That won't work
Yeah, I didn't put enough thought into
unless you have each prime minister, like from around the world, to vote and only them to vote, and they haven't got a clue about who's who.
that. Or you
Just
literally
something
get.
really
Put
random.
them on a round table.
Yeah, put them on a round table.
Wonder what would
The
happen
gong.
if you got people off the street who had never seen a mountain bike event before.
That would be hilarious.
Do you know
wouldn't
what? All the world leaders probably already got a round table and a gong, so we could just use that.
it? Yeah, and they're probably watching Rampage as well.
Yeah.
Red Bull's probably somehow involved with that anyway. Amazon.
Yeah.
But
I
I
reckon
would.
that's the move.
I would like
Randomers
to
off the
see.
street.
I'd like to see more. I really want to see more Emil stuff. Actually,
I do.
At Rampage.
I'm hyped for it. Do you see the truck of doom?
Yeah.
That truck,
Is that about a 50-foot drop?
and it's like enveloped in surroundings. Like when we saw Brett can flip it, right?
Wow. Was that the same drop?
I don't know. I'm not qualified enough. That's the same drop.
Right.
To me, a truck off a drop that big.
Yeah. So anyway, on my Instagram page, Chopperfielder, at Chopperfielder, I've got a little what is it? Broadcast channel.
Oh yeah.
Where I just put.
I'll join it. I love the broadcast
Where
channel.
I just put my thoughts on there.
2 cents.
Yeah. Sometimes it's funny. Sometimes it's
What do you call it?
serious. Have your say in slopestyle, but no one can ever say. And I figured that out once.
Oh,
I
yeah,
wrote
we
it.
can't talk that. It's annoying, isn't it?
It's so
You're like, no
good.
one's
I'm like,
saying anything.
Yeah,
Just
I
emojis.
had no idea what
it's
it
just
was.
people
Yeah.
just like it, and I'm like, oh, actually, I like a bit of interaction. If you've got any questions, DM me. Then it's just DM. Brrr. I'm like, I'm over it. Yeah, but yeah, follow that because I put some bits on there.
Will do. Hey, what are you up to? Where can everyone find you? What's next in the world of Chopperfielder? Because I appreciate we're running out of memory card space. I don't want this conversation to end.
Yeah, what is next? I want to continue riding. I have just written down some pretty cool video edit ideas, so I still got some more in the tank.
Rad.
I still want to do some.
Are these personal or Muc Off ones?
No, these are personal.
Nice.
Yes.
Like these are personal ones, so these aren't just me throwing stuff around on TikTok and stuff. It's that
These are 360 Indian heads.
Yeah, these are genuine, like
Cool.
good riding videos. Obviously, knowing that it's going to be my edit, it's going to be some humour in there, no doubt. But yeah, so I want to work on that. So I'm going to dig out the dirt jump bike, maybe even build a slope style bike, and then
Dude.
brush off some cobwebs.
Nice.
I was
Tail
talking.
whip drops.
It's funny though because I was talking to Laura, my partner, the other day, and I was coming up with these ideas. And she's just looking at me like, "Please don't." Like, but I'm like, "You just don't get it."
What's one?
I've got.
Tease one.
I've got to do
What's
it.
one thing that you want to do? What's on the bucket list?
It's not necessarily what I like trick wise, because that's what I've always been known for, is just doing tricks, dirt jumps, sort of stuff. But it's just doing something that's not me, doing something totally different. Like I said, with these TikToks and real ideas, they're always listed. I've got my video edit idea, and that list is long. Some ideas I will take from other people just because they've done it, and I'm like, oh, they've done it already. And this has been in the making for like a few years now. And I'm like, shit, he's done it. That's his opening trick. I'm like, damn, I've got to put my own twist on it. So yeah, I've got a couple of ideas and one or two world's firsts. But
Yeah?
when I'm saying world's first,
dude.
I know, but
Please.
not like a triple fronty no hand or stuff. Nothing like that. It's just weird stuff.
Yeah, I can't wait for it.
So it'd be like,
I tell you what I enjoy doing.
Yeah.
If you're listening to this and you also like the sound of that, please comment spaghetti on Chopperfield's latest post.
Nice.
And we'll see you on the next one.
Or name a trick.
Well, that's good, yeah. I think spaghetti.
Okay.
And then he can choose
Chop suey because I find it funny.
That's
Like,
good.
Suicide and no hander. That's chop suey. Thank
Chop
you.
suey is
Chop
really,
suey,
that
yeah.
is really good. That is really
That's
good.
a bit of a trademark, actually.
Is it?
Yeah.
Or you already have, or it's going to be.
Yeah, whatever.
Mate, big thanks.
Nice one, mate.
We're coming on
Absolutely.
again soon, no
Thanks,
doubt.
man,
We've run out of
appreciate it.
memory
Thanks for coming,
card.
Ollie,
eh?
as well.
That's good.
Appreciate you.
We chatted about a lot of stuff. Random.
Yeah.
Big up. Thanks for joining us. Peace and love.
Like and subscribe.
Oh, I feel a bit deflated now. I feel like it's all coming to an end. This
Aw,
episode's
doesn't have
finishing.
to.
No?
No. People can watch another clip if they want. It's down there.
That easy?
Down here. Somewhere. They can subscribe. Up there.
Is it that easy? Yeah.
Yeah. They can follow us on Instagram at The Ride Companion.
That's true.
They can follow you personally at @OW_23.
Yeah, yeah.
They can check out the website.
Oh, it'd be nice if they did,
They
actually.
can sign up to the mailing list.
So what you're saying is it just continues?
Yeah.
Oh,
And
that's all right. So the podcast just continues into real life?
Yeah. We just integrate it into the real life. We're
I've had
not
an
just
idea,
podcast people.
actually.
What?
We could continue it into real life even more
Ooh.
in Mexico. Am I right?
Oh, mate. If you want to come on holiday with us, we're going to eat tacos, ride bikes in Oaxaca in December. Then head to the website to find out more information, or in the show description, there is more details.
Man, does that sound good.
Arriba.
That's it. That's your Spanish.
See.
Oh!
Thank you.
Thank you.
Like and subscribe.
Peace.